are in the right place. You are in the right place. Long after it was necessary, Uncle Vess ate the leavings off the hog, doused them with vinegar sauce. He ate chewy abominations. Then came high pressure. Then came the little pills. Then came the doctor who stole Vess's second sight. The predication of pig's blood every fourth Sunday. The gospel of barbecue. Honoree Fanon Jeffers. Welcome, welcome, artists and family. You know what it is. Finally, I said finally, Thursday night has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. And welcome to the online open mic presented by the legendary, I said the legendary Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I am your host. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. You know, I wait all week for this. Let's get it, right? Because we do this every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Welcome to another one. This is episode 45. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching on one of these streams, and we truly appreciate you, and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number's on your screen, 977-539-856. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Listen, you're going to find out why I say that this evening. Believe it. We've been doing this week after week and doing it well, thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. So we would like to thank the New York State Department of Cultural Affairs and the Howard Gilman Foundation for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to nuyorican.org/contribute. Every dollar counts. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, a.k.a. RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be, because that cat's all kinds of dope. Shout out to BX in the building. Let's get it. This is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, Elemen2al.com. So many things going on. Make sure you are plugging in. Tonight's theme, your favorite recipe, seasoned with love, right? Yours or mine. This is really about, you know, those culinary creations that just turn your taste buds into something different, right? And they, no matter where you are, they remind you of home. You know what I mean? So that's what we're getting down with this evening. If your theme is, if your poem is not, or your artwork is not on theme, that is still totally cool. We are looking forward to all the artistry you are sharing with us this evening. Next week's theme coming at you. Magic of words, spelling. So it happens to be next week, really crazy, right? Next week is the Nuyorican Poets Cafe 51st birthday, right? So, and it just happens to be like the 100th time that this cat has been hosting. Crazy. So it's gonna be a great evening, right? So we're gonna come through. We're gonna do what we do on a regular basis. Yo, have a good time, right? There's something I forgot. Something. Ron's gonna remind me. No need to worry. This is also a look at the upcoming themes so we can get down. Listen, come on, let's do it. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your artistic performance. So, turn your cameras on. As you're coming to the stage, have your artwork ready, right? Digital, analog. If you're playing music, have your sound settings ready to rock, all right? Because we want to hear every single note, right? Our resident musicians are in the building, and we want to hear all of that, all of that. Artists, 3 minutes, all right? Listen, give the artists at the 17, 18, and 19 spots time to rock, all right? So make sure you are within that time limit, all right? Listen, folks. So that almost looks like Zonkonto, right? Steph Curry does it this way, like Zonkonto does it that way. Like either way, right? Good night, sweetheart. It's time to go to bed because it's some crazy lyricists in this community, right? And the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate, which is not, I say, will not be tolerated. Shout out to Queen Ray Jane. Don't get cute. You will get the boot. RMT's boot hasn't been used in a while. You know what I mean? This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and share a true piece of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all of that energy and exuberance with the community. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway, and we're going to make sure it stays that way. So make sure you unmute yourself and give all that energy back to the community, and the community will give it back to you. Trust and believe. The guaranteed list tonight is closed. All right, signups begin 24 hours before the show, which would be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you go to nuyorican.org. You click on full events calendar. You click on the Thursday that you want to get down on, and you need an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way you're getting on the guaranteed list. They won't populate until 24 hours before the show. If you're in the tri-state area, make sure you are plugging in the Nuyorican Bowery Slam, hosted by Jay Rose, hosted by Matthew Monokeen. Shout out to DJ Luna Rosa. It is going down. All right. It's heavyweight work going on in these spots. The open mic. Shout out Soul Preem. Also, listen, the teen open mic is coming. Shout out Tony McPherson and the Fun Fridays. It's going down. The battles are happening, folks. Listen, Jay Rose is actually a part of one of the battles. Listen, they are building the slam team right now, folks. If you want to get down, if you're about that life, if you're about that slam life, pull up. Pull up. But just know it's some heavyweights in the building, right? I used to say it's some sharks in that water, right? And if you don't know it's sharks in that water, baby, don't even put your toes in because they can smell it. Tonight's list is full of artists who do this. Some people do this, but we do this. Let's get to it. There's all my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. What's good, good people? Always great to see all of you. Appreciate you spending your days here. Let's get to it. Setting us off this evening, our resident blacksmith is back in the building. Man, you have no idea how good it is to see this cat. For real. This cat is actually one of the pillars of our community. For real, he has been rocking with us for years, right? And I mean that in both ways, for years and 4 years, right? He's been here, right? And he's been one of those cats. And he's gonna tell you about a lighthouse. Isn't that ironic? This dude is just that way. The one and only Michael Sindler in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Plus, it's usually a great night when Michael Sindler starts us off. Come on, sir. Take it away.
Well, I think it's going to be a great night either way, whether I was starting off or not. But I am going to, just like he said, put in a word for lighthousewriters.org, which is a wonderful, wonderful organization that you can look at that and find all kinds of workshops and classes and events and community outreach things that are just absolutely fantastic. A couple other things I'd like to say before I get started. One, for anybody I don't see next week, happy Halloween. Second, I want to remind everybody to get the hell out there and vote, and to vote all the way up and down, and to make sure you fill out those ballot referendum things. Go ahead and look at the stuff first. Be engaged. Know what the hell you're doing before you get there. And the last thing I want to say is, this is about food. And while he's not on the list tonight, in my opinion, there is one person who, when you talk about food poetry, is the king, and that is Brian Franco. And I'm sorry he's not here, but I just want to say that, Brian Franco is the king of food poetry. That being said, I'm going to start with one that's a tribute to a friend who was a customer when I was working in commercial kitchens, which I did for over 30 years, but just one of the sweetest people you ever meet. His name was Bill. Dessert first, his familiar motto, resonant with chosen joy. Kuan Yin, invisible on shoulder, compassion wafting like cologne, laughter reverberating in time with surrounding heartbeats, promptly centered souls following wide smile into fellowship. Lanky frame, leaning back, bony knees tucked under table, paper-plated macrobiotic meal, and peach pie slice appetizer. Plastic fork looks puny in long, knotty-knuckled fingers. Moment never rushed, elder-hewn and polished joke. Glowing golden story spun, or good ear given to carefully listen, surest sign of a true friend. Day after day after day, anticipated return, always a delight, even sweeter than an immediate dessert. And do another one. There's another really wonderful open mic that's on Sundays out of Atlanta, and it's called Java Speaks. And one of the hosts there, Mr. Fun, great guy, but he sent me something in the mail. He's like, "You're gonna get something in the mail," and I got it, and it sure enough, it was cool. And so this is called Fresh for Fun. A bacon air freshener came to me in the mail. Not something I expected, but how do you not love it? I have not and may never unseal its shrink wrapping to smell its salty porcine scent waft towards me like cardboard barbecue. But just knowing I can makes all the difference, because I love me some pig meat. And I'm going to real quick do a haiku that I call Perfect Noodle. Eating cold pad thai, yesterday's perfect noodle, morning's pure delight. And I'm going to end up with one that's kind of close to a Halloween poem called the RFK Diet. RFK Jr. ate an armadillo. RFK Jr. ate a crow. RFK Jr. ate a buffalo. RFK Jr. ate the Geico gecko. RFK Jr. ate a chinchilla. RFK Jr. ate a mountain gorilla. RFK Jr. ate Godzilla. RFK Jr. ate Tokyo. RFK Jr. kept the wildlife quiet. Then RFK Jr. went on a diet. Okay, thank y'all, folks. Looking forward to all the great stuff that's gonna come next.
This is why I love when this cat sets us off, because he is just, I'm telling you, his dedication is unmatched, man. Unmute yourself, give it up for Michael Sindler.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Bacon air freshener. Bacon air freshener.
Yo.
That's crazy.
That's just so amazing.
And I just realized I haven't seen the Geico gecko for quite a while. So unbelievable. RFK ate him. That's like, oh no. It's like it's
Wow, folks, listen. Listen, when you do something like that, sir, like that was something I wasn't prepared for that. He called it a cardboard barbecue. Like come on, man. The glowing golden stories spun, right? History will weave a tale of Michael Sindler's golden stories being spun. Trust and believe they will. Even sweeter than an immediate dessert. That was beautiful. A bacon air fresheners. Listen, man. He said, love me some pig meat. Listen, you love what you love, you dig what you dig, right? That bacon air freshener though. Listen, that was that was gonna mess with me for a while. But I thank you, sir. I appreciate you for doing what you're doing and staying dedicated to it. Thank you very much. All right. Coming up next, Mr. Rhyme, always on time. This cat has been dedicated also. Another one of the pillars of our community, has been rocking for years. I'm telling you, always with his signature smile on deck. The one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Eddie, always great to see you, man. Come on, take it away.
Thank you, my protested bro, like no other words like thunder. Thank you for burning this right under. All right, my name is Ed Protest, little fit fantastic. Please tell me you can join my rhyme five sublime. I got this poem from our wonderful CP Mazes open mic on Sunday, bottoms up. Beatbox poem. This is called Oh My Love. Oh my love, 1,000 kisses from you is never too much. I just don't wanna stop. Oh my love, 1,000,000 days in your arms never too much. I just don't wanna stop. Never too much, never too much, never too much. I love you, how deserts loves the rain. You're my glue, the coat in the pouring pain. You're my screw, the boat that keeps me sane. You're my honeydew, the fish swim in my blue. You're my moon, the light in my pitch dark night. You're my balloon, you take me to better heights. You're my lagoon, you're the wind from my kite. You're my cocoon, you're the shield of my spite. You're my cartoon, you're my joyful ray of insight. How can I love you more? I can't count the ways. You will fuel my bloody core. You set my darkness ablaze. You are what I live for. You're the nouns of my essays. You're the gift I can't ignore. You're the sun for my days. You're everything that I adore. You're the swan in my ballet. You're everything that I chore. You're something I can't paraphrase. You are nevermore, but furthermore. I can go on, but what more can I say? I'm here if you want to listen to more. Thank you.
I can't say you are nevermore, but furthermore, this cat is ridiculous with it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman.
Oh, that was just fantastic, Ed. Love that.
So warm and fuzzy. It's a warm and fuzzy. I love it.
Yeah, sure is.
Listen, I continue to say, man, You know, you continue to work on your craft and you continue to get better. Over these years, man, you have honed your craft into something that's spectacular, sir. And it's only Eddie Foreman. That's what I dig about what you do. And I appreciate you coming through with the song, man, for real. You said, "You're my moon, the light in my pitch dark night." I love that. My joyful way of insight. The nouns in my essay. And the swan in my ballet. Come on, man. I mean, you know, just graceful with it. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do, Eddie. And I appreciate you, sir, for doing what you do. For real. Make sure you plug in with Eddie Foreman, man. That cat's all over the place. Make sure. For real. All right. Coming up next, we going all the way out on the West Coast. This cat comes through with his instrument all the time, and he is ready to sing us. Listen, something incredible, right? One of the greatest love song writers that I've heard in a very long time, because this cat is so dedicated to it. Trust me. And tonight, I'm sure here comes another one. The one and only Bill Elkins in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. His squad is headed to the World Series. Come on, Bill, take it away.
Hi, Elemental. How are you? Can you hear me?
Oh, loud and clear, Bill.
Okay, I got to make sure I got it on here. Okay. I'm not going to do a love song tonight. I'm going to do one that's another song of mine, but not that one. It's entitled The Ballad of Jody Webster. Hope you like it. What doesn't destroy me makes me stronger. What doesn't destroy me makes me stronger. What doesn't destroy me makes me stronger was Jody Webster's Nietzschean creed. A 15-year-old Wisconsin lost boy, he ran away to find himself. Got busted for panhandling in LA, near Hollywood and Vine. Sent back to Wisconsin via Greyhound, Jody's tail between his legs. Declared uncontrollable at 17, Jody joined the Marines. With orders in hand for Vietnam, Jody opted for Montreal. But Jody got busted being AWOL. Montreal was not to be. Court-martialed back in California, Jody spent some time in the brig. Instead of overcoming himself and becoming stronger, Jody languished about his life on the outskirts of oblivion. Jody went to college, got married and had a kid, striving for enlightenment in Madtown, USA. Left wife for a State Street room, ingesting Zarathustra and weed. Spent that summer in New York City with a classmate, Anais Nin. Back with wife in Minneapolis, Jody got his MA and another kid. He later worked with steel workers in Chicago and mine workers in Little Egypt. Existential learning in steel mills and subterranean mines. On the Charleston, West Virginia, Jody worked with the steel workers again. Instead of overcoming himself and becoming stronger. Jody languished about his life on the outskirts of oblivion. Tragedy, comedy, darkness and light. Life encompasses all. To do is to be, or to be is to do. A philosophical dilemma, it seems. Are we what we do, or do we what we are? Jody talked the talk, but he could not walk the walk. But Jody refused to be destroyed. Jody refused to be deployed. Jody refused to be deconstructed or denied. He became wiser and stronger every day. Jody returned to California, working as a union leader. Bay Area labor relations, singing songs at the freight and salvage. Took his daughter to Dublin and Paris, singing songs along the way. Later gave away his daughter in marriage, got 2 grandkids in return. Met his lady from Manila at the opera. They share their love of music to this day. They often return to Paris, Jody singing songs along the left bank. Does life imitate art, or is it the converse that is true? A tuneful dialectic, Jody explores each point of view. To do is to be, and to be is to do. Love of life and song. Jody's powered by passion and driven by purpose, transcending right and wrong. Jody's overcoming himself and becoming stronger every day. He knows he is now looking back to the outskirts of oblivion. Do do do, do do do, do do do, do do, do do. Tragedy, comedy, darkness and light. Life encompasses all. To do is to be, and to be is to do. A philosophical unity indeed. We are what we do, and we do what we are. Jody talked the talk, and now steadfastly walks the walk. Because Jody refused to be destroyed. Jody refused to be deployed. Jody refused to be deconstructed or denied. He became wiser and stronger every day. Oh, he became wiser and stronger every day. Ooh, he became wiser and stronger every day. Thank you, everybody.
I told y'all. Bill Elkins is all kinds of incredible. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Bill Elkins.
Oh man, just love all the compassion in your work.
Yeah.
And to retell the stories of Jody. We sung so many about Jody in the Marine Corps. So
You got that right.
yeah, to hear about Jody,
That's
that's
right.
awesome. That's
The
awesome.
DI used to tell us all about Jody, didn't he not?
Oh yeah, all about good old Jody.
Jody getting his ass kicked.
Listen, Jody came up in a few 6, 7, 8 mile runs. Listen, marching till your feet are numb. Listen, Jody was always an inspiration. I'm just saying. Always. So for you to sing that song, sir, as fantastic as you do always, you mentioned some pretty key things. You mentioned Greyhound. I don't even know how much of this generation even remembers what Greyhound has done. Right? I don't. Right? Greyhound is saved some lives, mine included. All right. Listen. You also mentioned, are we what we do or doing what we are? And that reminded me of, we're going to hear this poet, but it reminded me of what Dr. Z Page said a couple weeks ago, I believe, when she brought in the letter. They brought in the letter from a colleague that had committed suicide, right? And it reminds me of that, right? Are we what we do, or are we doing what we are? Right. And sometimes those things can be difficult to find the difference. Share their love of music to this day. Does life imitate art, or is the dialectic true? What you do, sir, and this is another cat, right? I want y'all to know, Bill Elkins is another cat that has been singing with us, rocking with us for a long time. Thank you, sir, for being dedicated as you are. We truly appreciate you. And let's see what happens, right? Subway Series didn't happen, so we're gonna see, right? Now it's the East Coast, West Coast thing, right? However, now both of the Bronx teams are gonna meet up in the BX, baby. It's gonna be crazy. The Bronx Bombers of then and the Bronx Bombers of now are gonna get down. It's gonna be interesting. We'll see. Appreciate you. Coming up next, I just mentioned this artist. And as I'm working on something, I came across this artist, and I said, listen, there's no way that I can move forward without making sure that I mention this artist, because this is what it's really about, folks, is when you find that space, which is this space, when you find that space and you can honestly be yourself, enter Dr. Z Page. It is always great to see you. Let these folks know where they can find you, please. Take it away.
Thanks. Yeah, it's always great to find a place where people get you for you. I threw my Instagram handle in the chat at ZPage Poetry. That's ZPAIGE Poetry. This one I just wrote. It's some new stuff that just something grinds my gears. Happened to me again. I don't know if people are aware of the bias that trans women get when they're dating men, but within 5 minutes of meeting me, before even asking me on a date, like 90% of men who ask me out have done one or all of the following. Ask me about my genitals, ask me explicit questions about how I have sex, tell me how many transgender women they have slept with before me, repeat they are straight repeatedly, ask me to perform a specific sexual act on them, express concern they will be seen with me in public, and assume I'm a sex worker. So this one's about that. It's called Barker. Little performance piece. Come one, come all, and welcome to the online carnival we call Tinder, where barking dogs display the faces of hungry animals. Experience the most profitable circus around to increase what ails you. Swipe right to see our rooster inventory. Small ones, big ones, straight ones, skinny ones. Those with a slant or missing their head. Catch them quickly since many disappear within seconds of seeing them. They'll prance and cluck and try to feed on the birdseed in your pants pockets. Be careful, they're just rentals. They might be gone by sunlight to crow at their next owner. But don't hold on to them too tightly or you'll scare them. I warn you. These birds are costly because they're the hardest to find. Keep in mind that every once in a while you'll catch a tingling dripping from your insides. So swipe right if you like to go home with one tonight. Next, we'll parade the hens so you can guess their weight. I'll first show you the ones with the long white feathers. They're the most desired. We preen them and clean them so you can't smell their pig pen odors. We've prepared them for hours. If you don't like their color, we'll splash some paint on their talons so you can be proud of how pretty they are. We'll cover them in bright pink, just enough for their cloaca to show. Crack their wishbone. You can let them loose to stretch their legs at a rest stop or restaurant bathroom. I'm sure you'll get bored with them, so I recommend getting two. Strangely, some chickens have an inkling to chop off their combs. We keep these in the back behind the curtain so no one will know you're considering them. If your dick moves an inch, you'll question your sexuality just by viewing them. I apologize for their quality, so you'll get a big discount for these animals. We can't stop them from changing, even when laws try to. It's out of our control. Maybe try lifting up their skirt while they're distracted, just to make sure they can't make eggs. Don't worry, they're too dumb to understand what's happening. Even if you like them a little, swipe right to answer your questions about how they tinkle. If you regret your purchase, feel free to throw them in the recycling bin. No one will know. We'll keep it on the down low. Trust me, they like to be told how many freaks you brought to bed before them. Don't get in your head, I tell you. You'll find they cook well, lubed in oil all over their asshole. I guarantee our product will make your life easier. You won't have to look for pets anymore, no matter your flavor. I promise we're not snake oil salesmen. We'll give you plenty of time to decide. Just swipe right and pay us our fine. This poem's for the men who ask me if I have a penis before bringing me on a date so they believe they can be seen with me in public. For God's sake, swipe left. Thank you.
See, this is why I love when they come through, because they do shit like this. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dr. Z. Hey!
That was absolutely fantastic.
Tell them the truth, Dr. Z. Wow.
Such a creative middle finger. I love it. Just a creative middle finger. I love it.
Well, I'm glad to hear some humor this week, even if it is out of frustration. But sometimes, that's the best engine for poetry.
I like the way you read it. It's kind of like a water off a duck's back kind of a thing. You're chill. It's like it's their problem. That was in there. I like it.
To go with the Jody thing, right? Like, I like it. I love it. I want more of it. Make it hurt. Sorry, make it hurt. Listen, I appreciate what you do, Dr. Z Page, because you do it as well as you do, and as raw as you do, right? And everybody isn't necessarily comfortable enough in their fearlessness to be that raw, right? But I'm just telling you this, those 7 things, and if that was all off the top, then I need you to go back and watch that, because those 7 things that you put in your introduction of the poem need to be a part of the poem. I'm serious. They need to be a part of the poem, because they are just that interconnected. They are just that powerful in setting that poem up. Really, really. Like, and like I said, if that was all off the top, that just means you're plugged into the source. That truly is. And then you mentioned, and the neck movement, right? Trying to feed on the bird seed in the pockets, right? We can't stop them even when laws try to, of course. right? When they ask you questions about how they tinkle, fuck out of here, man. Like, right? Cooked and oiled all over their asshole. Like, and they just looking for a new chef, right? They order up in this month. You know what I mean? Like, come on, Dr. Z Page. Appreciate you for what you do and sharing it with us. For real. Dr. Z Page is pretty awesome, man. For real. All right. Coming up next, another one. Here comes another pillar of our community. This cat has been rocking with us. He's been doing it and doing it and doing it well. His poetry sticks to your bones. I'm telling you, and you're going to find out why in just a few moments. The one and only Alexander Goldberg is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Goldberg. It's always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Find me at Gorbensky on Instagram. And thank you, Elemen2al, for this introduction. I'm always glad to return here. And the poem that I'm reading tonight is called Food is a Source of Pleasure. This recipe often reminds me of autumn, when weather is warm but not hot, leaves are falling. The harvest is gathered, we need relaxation. We're coming together, it's a celebration. We're cooking the food for the family's pleasure. Take raisins, take carrots, and grind them together. We keep the tradition. American people presented the pumpkin as Halloween symbol. Food gives satisfaction. It's pretty and bright. Fill half of the molds, dough will rise. It is life. Our meal's almost ready. We can't wait to see it. Put molds in the oven for 25 minutes. And as a result, you'll get best of your dishes. You'll have the nice muffins. They are so delicious. Love is most important. It's the greatest feeling. It's needed for pies, for construction of buildings. We need love forever. It plays the key role. All things that we do should be done with the soul. We turn on the music. The children are laughing. Add some powdered sugar. Enjoy every muffin. Thank you.
What I'm saying, listen, I'm telling you, this is why I love when this dude comes through, man. I told you, unmute yourself, give it up for the
It's not the same without the
Goldberg.
Goldberg. It's just not. Every week you're not here. It's just not as good.
You know,
Likewise, Michael. I think the same.
All things that we do should be done with the soul. Amen.
Yes, indeed.
I mean, listen, for the folks who know, a beignet is not done until it's dusted with powdered sugar. Right? Right? And that is what the Goldberg just reminded us of, right? As much of a beignet as we are, as much all of you beautifully goldenly fried beautifulness is not done until Goldberg comes and does what he does. Thank you. Right? Food is a source of pleasure. And that is the truth, folks. That's biological, right? The most endorphins that are released into your brain happen in two ways, right? Sex and food. Don't believe me? Check it out. Right? It absolutely is. We're coming together. It's a celebration. And I love that you bring that up, right? Because some of those things are that. It doesn't matter what's there, right? It doesn't matter, like you said, the carrots and the celery, like it doesn't matter, right? You could be, serving sauteed rat tail. Who cares? When the family is there, it makes it even more, right? We keep the tradition, is what the Goldberg said, right? You get the best of the dishes. We need love forever. We need love forever. And again, we need love forever. Goldberg. For real. I'm trying to think. Listen, I'm gonna let y'all vote. I'm thinking of a way to involve the community, right? Of all these beautiful lines. Maybe I'll let the community vote on who had the line of the night, right? Because we have so many, you know what I'm saying? But gosh, like y'all are just so ridiculous with it. Like, oh my gosh. All right. Appreciate you, Goldberg. Appreciate you for what you do, man. Coming up next, This incredible poet, again, another one who's been rocking with us for some years, continues to come through, right? And the babies that used to be babies are now like, hey, Dad, what are you doing? Right? The one and only Rich Glidden is in the building with all of his incredible poetry. Come on, man. It's always great to see you. Let these folks know where they can find you. Please, take it away.
Good to see you too. All the familiar faces, all the unfamiliar faces. Good to see you guys. Before I forget, Rich Glidden on Instagram and Tumblr. And this first one is called Timeout. There was no itemized document citing the tiny offenses beside their corresponding sentences. There was no balance line where these numbers would add to 1 minute and 30 seconds. This is a mom and pop operation where handwritten figures stick to our brows while the sweat's wet, where we bang it out beneath a Marlboro clock, counting off one tired and decisive shout, one tangle of blanketed cries, and a half dozen chunky metal throbs of a doorknob, whose caught heart ticks with the hard moments of a future day, getting better already, or so they say. This next one is called Open Hand. Ill intents are dense as fists, blocks at odds with air that force wind into the eyes of foe and friend alike. Tracked simply, they will pretend there's something holding them back once they sense a disturbance. Dental emergency, appliance with burst pipes. Next time you design to strike, be gentle. And this last one, very short one, it's called Presence. My breath strides in and out on the same splayed neon legs, blinking beside a strip club, bringing me nowhere. Okay, thank you very much.
I'm telling you, this dude is incredible with it, for real. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Rich Glidden.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Those are
Yeah,
cool.
I've been outside that strip club. You're right. It's just a feeling of leading nowhere.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was another life, right? Going nowhere fast and picking up speed. Listen, I love how common and time out your poetry is sometimes, man. For real. Like, just like, oh, the tiny offenses, right? This is a mom and pop operation. Like, I freaking love that. It's a mom and pop operation. We don't do the things that they do with the big corporation. This is a small business right here. I love that. Getting better already, or so they say. And the second piece, right? Force wind in the eyes of foe and friend alike. Next time you design to strike, be gentle. That one's gonna resonate with me for a while. Right? Next time you design to strike, be gentle. Reminds me of a kung fu flick called Fist of the White Lotus. Pretty incredible technique there, sir. Appreciate you for what you do. Another pillar. For real, that dude's been rocking with us for a while, man. And he's still doing it well. Appreciate you, Rich. Truly. Coming up next, I saw this cat come in. Where'd you go? There he is. Our resident piano man is in the building, folks. With all of his Mississippi goddamn in the shadow, right? This cat whether he's ripping a piece of poetry or whether he's turning his poetry into piano masterpieces. This is the one and only CCR Chagra. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Come on, take it away. And his hat just happens to always be on point too. Like I don't know if you got like a stylist that comes like off camera and makes sure your frame is always on point, man. Pretty crazy. Come on, man, take it away.
All right. Hold on, there's an echo. Hold on. Okay. All right. I remember. I think this is called the piano. All right. I haven't had a lot of time on this, but I'll do a couple of times that I, got dragged into this vortex of love here. This is something that I've been tinkling with, so you've heard it maybe. It's called My Heart and Lungs. It's relatively new. See, this comes out of maybe early July, late June. It's called My Heart and Lungs. I wanted to do Future Water, but I haven't played that in a while. This is the line that begins and was inspired. The opening line was inspired the day we found out about our friend Gustav. Like endless waves of empathy, immaculate beyond belief, there was no death of poetry lives here. Like endless waves of empathy, immaculate beyond belief, there was no death of poetry lives here. As my body loves, my brain loves, and my body loves, and my brain loves, yet it's my heart and lungs that completely understand. Yeah, my body loves, my brain loves, my body loves, my brain loves, yet it's my heart and lungs that completely understand. My fingertips and toes start talking to the blood there that's on vacation, feeling like they have been there way too long. So cell by cell they dread the end while missing their friend oxygen, and so they packed up for the heart of home. Now you won't believe the many stories I heard along the way, the many tales of pain collected, cryo trapped in sorrow's muscles after years and years of crying out. Most cells saying let's just give up, there is no hope and no help that's coming, there is no heartbeat waiting for us. Still my body loves, my heart and lungs that completely understand. So near death, each cell exhausted, still the heart completely welcomes. The door of love's a healer opens, no enemy of love need enter. Heal the weight of pain was lifted, so the lungs can give the heart back, and breath by breath each cell accepted. The heart's open hands where my body loves, my brain loves, and my body loves, and my brain loves. Yet it's my heart and lungs that completely understand. My body loves. Yet it's my heart and lungs that complete my life. Do you understand? Like endless waves of empathy, immaculate beyond belief. There was no death of poetry lives here. That's it. Did the battery die?
This cat's kind of a performer, huh? Unmute yourself, give it up for C Oshagra.
That was sweet, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You had me going so smooth with that swing in that piece. I didn't expect it to end. I felt like I was just floating in midair.
Oh man, you guys are too kind. Too kind. Actually, there's some good news. So about 9 months ago, I said I'm going to start scoring these things and writing them. And my friend Derek finished the first one. He just called me. He just did 2 more. And this little business thing I'm starting is starting to go sideways and backwards into booking spaces for film. That's a new thing that's happening. In the business thing that I'm trying to put together, because I don't like business, I don't like money. I'm trying to keep the art in it. So I'm fucking with all these business people, saying all this love and kindness and don't be greedy and fuck you and your soul matters. They all hate me. I love it.
I mean,
so anyway, that's happening. And then this guy just has this space, and if he's giving it to me, he says I got nothing to do with this, and he owns like half the property in the town of Torrington, which is like the biggest city in this corner. So a friend of mine actually is a film and television commissioner, and I know a lady who runs, I used to write freelance a long time ago for Imagine Magazine. So it's kind of coming together, and the music and the thing, and then there's a convention coming up in November. And so, you know, fuck reality. It's miracles are where it's at, man.
I mean, listen, when you're a miracle worker like CC or Chagra, that's the things that you can come up with, right? You can connect those dots and connect those spaces and those people and put those things together, right? And that's exactly what you're doing. And I'm thankful that you're passionate as you are about continuing to create your art and continuing to cultivate a community of creatives, right? That's what you continue to do. And your work continues to speak for itself. Appreciate what you do, sir, and continuing to share it with us. Thank you. All right, 2 more artists, and we're going to go to halftime coming up next. This incredible, shout out the educators in the building. Shout out to authors in the building. Shout out to playwrights in the building. Listen, this incredible artist, author of Black Calculus, author of Four Crescents, contributor to Love Letters to Gaia. This incredible artist continues to come through and has a new manuscript on deck, at least a contributor, I believe. The one and only Mathematics in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, Maestro. Please take it away.
Hey, thank you so much for this little space. And I'm gonna jump right to it. This first piece, I'm gonna call it a haiku because I can, you know, I'm a poet, damn it. It's called My Menu. Challenge is the appetizer. Struggle is the main dish. Life is dessert. Next piece. In the shadow of me. A halo of light surrounding me, blocking the sight of their greatest fear. They thought they saw. All they saw was shade, hiding behind a mirage. They thought I had a gun, reaching for a loaded comb to blow my brains out. A silhouette of every Black man fitting the description that has been stopped, frisked, questioned, and murdered by accident. Perforated surfaces mistaken for pores. Bullet holes, too many to count. A shape with edges tattered by an expanding dream, filling with potential promise. A vessel deflating like a balloon, heaven escaping through multiple gunshot wounds. No last words whispered, no last rites given. An ecosystem beyond virtual reality headgear, tuned to inner volatiles, simmering generations of rage, triggered by taking a knee. One last silent protest, no silent implosion. I am fused and bomb. I am blown from hell, followed by my conflagration. A vision of hope, shredded beyond recognition. Another martyr recycled into the ancestor bin. A broth of tears mixed with bones and ashes, simmered in gravy over a low flame for centuries. Chunks of soul broiled in molasses and bitter herbs. Over time, a concoction of stone soup. Reheated swill, a mainstay on the menu, served as exotic with an otherworldly seasoning. An uprooted life, returning to roots nourished by Mama Nature, calibrating the river channel's flow to feed my tree of life, all the xylem and phloem my branches require to sustain a full canopy. It will appear I stand on a pedestal. I balance on a mountain of shoulders, surrounded by a village of my ancestors, each one playing their ribcage like a tambour. My lips read notes played on my windpipe. The reverb feedback loop creates a chorus of voices reciting my life like a mantra. Peace.
Reciting my life like a mantra? Come on, y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mathematics.
Absolutely awe-inspiring.
Yeah, chorus of voices reciting my life as a mantra. Beautiful.
Yeah, that was pretty heavy.
That's Norm for you.
Listen, shout out to Beat Poet Laureate, Colorado, also a contributor to Love Letters to Gaia. Don't think that I ever overlook you, sir. I always see you. I appreciate you. Listen, Math, as I mentioned, shout out to educators. Shout out the author of Black Calculus. This dude does this, okay? He said, challenge is the appetizer. Struggle is the main course, and life is the dessert. Damn it, y'all all caught that, right? I know we all caught one of those, right? Thank you for doing what you do, man, right? I'm reminded of, my own experience. He said, reaching for a loaded comb in his second piece. Reaching for a loaded comb, right? Heaven escaping through multiple gunshot wounds, right? Rest in peace, Amadou Diallo, right? Another martyr recycled into the ancestor bin. This heavyweight work, sir, right? Thank you. Thank you for doing what you do, right? Poets. You know what I mean? This is what we do. Like for real. It's really, really what we do. Thank you, sir. Thank you. One more, and we are going to go to halftime. Coming up next, I love when this artist comes through and I get to yell at her, right? Because she's off doing her great things, right? Energy healing and helping people to grow in so many different ways. But every time this artist comes through, she has got that work for you. I'm telling you, it is always great to see you, no matter how long it takes in between time. The one and only Dominique Colding is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. As I said, great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Thank you so much, Elemental. I'm so grateful to be here. I know it's been a minute, but I'm just grateful to share this amazing space with all of you beautiful artists. So I have a brand new book. It's called I'll See You on the Astral Plane, Poetic Transmissions. You can get it on Amazon. I'll put the link in the chat as well as all of my social media handles at the end. So I got a brand new piece, and the title is The Radical Art of Becoming. From the cracks in the pavement, I rise, born of a city's pulse where rebellion and rhythm collide. I trace my lineage to voices that refuse to be still, to hands that molded air into freedom, and feet that danced on the edges of revolution. I come from a line of makers, of dreamers who dared to sketch new worlds on worn pages, who spoke in the language of jazz and protest, who let the ink of their truths run wild across boundaries, who knew that art is the weapon of the heart. In every line, I carry the weight of my ancestors, whose whispers I hear in the hum of the streets. They taught me that creation is resistance, that to imagine is to rebel against the chains that they try to wrap around our minds. I stand in the center of this legacy, with fire in my pen and a soul drenched in possibility, a living, breathing testament to the radical art of becoming. I walk the path carved by those before me, whose hands bled for the right to dream out loud. In the quiet moments, I listen to the wind, knowing it carries the songs of forgotten names. I make a promise to remember them, to keep the melody alive in the verses that I write, to honor the beauty in their untold stories. I walk this earth with purpose in every step, knowing that creation is a never-ending act of love. And in my becoming, the world is reborn. I am the breath between the beats, the space where possibility blooms. In every pause, I find the seeds of change, sowing them in the cracks of broken systems, watering them with the hope that refuses to die. And when my time comes to join the ancestors, I will leave behind a trail of poems like breadcrumbs, leading the next generation to the shores of their own becoming, reminding them that they too are artists of the infinite, and the universe is waiting to hear their song. Thank you.
They too are artists of the infinite. Are you kidding me? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dominique Colding.
Yeah.
Black
You gotta be more regular here. We love hearing that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Really incredible. And I'm an Oshun priestess, and every word in that poem reminded me of someone who is really in touch with their Ori, their destiny, why they came here. I love it. Not to mention the fact it was incredibly poetic. I just love it. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Love your delivery, Dominique, that declamatory delivery that is, you're just so comfortable with it, and you know it's not oversold, just really kind of serene confidence. It's a really a pleasure to listen to you.
Thank you so much, Paul. I really appreciate you all. Thank you.
Listen, this is what I love about our community, right? There is no ego involved here, folks, right? There is only love here, right? This community has been growing and building and getting to know each other and growing all this love for years now, right? But I also don't want you to think that we are so biased that we are unwilling to critique each other's work, right? But you have to understand that we are biased because we are lovers of art, right? We are lovers of art. However, what you do, this is why I get a chance to yell at you. This is why, you know, sometimes I dig when you stay away, because then I can yell at you for you know what I mean, for being away for so long. But you said I trace my lineage from voices that refuse to be still, right? Can't remember the last time I heard that sentiment, right? My people, right? Spoke in the language of jazz and protest. Come on. I like the radical art of becoming, honor the beauty in their untold stories. Leave behind a trail of poems, folks. Leave behind a trail of poems. That's what this is really, really all about for all of us. Right? And I thank you, Dominique, for vocalizing that. But this is really what we're doing, folks. We are leaving a trail of poems. So when the 21st and 22nd and 23rd and 24th generation come to looking back about how we dealt with poetry and how we helped poetry evolve, they will find these breadcrumbs. So thank you for doing what you do and for sharing it with us. Bro. Listen, before we move on, I am going to pass it to the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, and I'm not just saying that, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, a.k.a. RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be all the way up in the BX. Ron, how you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling okay, and no, you're just saying it, the dopest tag. So your voice is amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Elemen2al.com, and happy almost 100th episode. I did not realize we're going to be celebrating your 100 episodes next week. It's amazing, you know, and happy Halloween. And yes, we're going to be celebrating 51 years in Nuyorican Poets Cafe next week. Amazing where time just goes. Thank you, Elemental, for another great episode here, for being a wonderful host, zooming in from the other side of the country, you know, just like I am not in the Nuyorican Poets Cafe because we are under construction, but we love everyone here in the virtual Zoom room. Special shout out to some, you know, to everyone who's performing and to those watching as well. Tamam, I see you in Zoom here. I actually went to Newark last week again to the Dutch Poetry Festival. I only got there one evening, so I may have missed you. But if you want to perform on the Good Luck round list, just let Elemental or me know. No pressure, no pressure. Same for Zach Frader. You know, thank you so much for continuing to come here each and every week. If you want to perform in the Good Luck round list, let us know. And Garland Thompson, welcome back. We know it's been 1 or 2 weeks since the last time we saw you, so let us know. But in any case, before we celebrate our our 51st anniversary next week, we do have a few more programs coming up at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe in the next few days. Elemental already mentioned one of One of them is the final Friday Slam, because tomorrow, the 25th of October, happens to be the last Friday of the month. So we are back in the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater, Midtown Manhattan. If you happen to be in New York City, either living here or visiting, stop by. This is like our greatest, night, besides the online open mic here, but the greatest slam night of the month. Tony McPherson is back to hosting. And because it is the week before Halloween, we are also encouraging everyone to come in costume, and that goes for the audience and the staff. And we're going to even up the game. We're going to do a little contest in the Twilight open mic, which follows immediately the Poetry Slam. And whoever wins the best costume, we may be giving away a free ticket for a future show. So come on by if you can make it tomorrow. All you have to do is go to nuyorican.org/FFS, which stands for Final Friday Slam. That one links you directly to the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater's ticket site, or come to the box office 9:30 p.m. tomorrow, and you can get your tickets there as well. And also save the date. In case you are planning to visit New York City during the holidays, or if you live in New York City and you wanted to go out of town, December 27th, the last Friday of December, we will be holding our Grand Slam in which we invite all the monthly winners, including from tomorrow, and we have one more Final Friday Slam in November, the day after Thanksgiving. So all of those 11 winners, monthly winners, will compete in the Grand Slam, and whoever wins will be getting $1,000. So we're really, upping the game here, and this will be our first annual Grand Slam that we started the Final Friday and Grand Slam during the building's reconstruction, and we hope you enjoy it. Come on by if you can make it. In the meantime, too, this weekend, Saturday is the Teenage Open Mic together with Rhytopia Lab and the P&T Knitwear Bookstore on Orchard Street in Manhattan. It's free for teenagers, 5 p.m. Saturday. Come on by if you can make it. Or if you want to go to East Harlem, on Sunday, 11 a.m. to 4:50 p.m., we are collaborating with Mariposa Fernandez and La Marqueta to bring you the latest edition of Barrio Poetics. 3 workshops. You see them here on the flyer. All of them are free. All that we are asking is that you RSVP, so that way the workshop leaders know who will make it to their workshop. So that's in East Harlem, 115th Street on Park Avenue in the conference room inside La Marqueta, which is a great public indoor marketplace right underneath the Metro North trains. Next time Elemen2al visits New York City, I'm going to take him there. It's a beautiful space. All right. Next week, in addition to our Monday Nuyorican Bowery Slam at the Bowery Poetry Club, Elemen2al mentioned, we are back at the Lois Sider Center. I saw Paul skiff there yesterday, so thank you so much, Paul, for stopping by. Solpreme now continues to host there every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, and Felicia Kate is there every first Wednesday of the month for the Women Orator Wednesday. We have reduced the ticket price to $10 per ticket. And we are now live streaming it as well. So not only the online open mic is the one that we are live streaming, we are also live streaming the in-person open mic at the open mics at the Lois Sider Center. All you have to do is go to our YouTube channel, and you can rewatch the recording from yesterday, including Paul's 2 very powerful performances that he did there. And I also want to give a shout out to Dr. Z Page, who I saw on Monday at the Bowery Poetry Club, slamming there the poem that Dr. C. Page first brought to us last Thursday. So it's always great to see you guys, whether it's in person or online. Come on by if you can make it to some of our programs. And talking about the Lois Sider Center, they themselves on 9th Street have some great book talks coming up actually tomorrow afternoon. So it's not even conflicting with our Final Friday Slam. So if you are interested in any of those, you can stop by the Lois Sider Center as well. Again, they have wonderful programs, including the Bowery Poetry Club, the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater. We are just one of the many programs that we are holding there. Now, online, we also continue our Beatniks on the road episodes. The next one will be released next Tuesday. You can watch any of the previous ones on our YouTube channel or Facebook page. Same where you can find any of the previous recordings of our online open mic. And one more addition to our online offerings is the free poetry slam workshop hosted by Tony McPherson. That one takes place every second Tuesday of the month. We thank both poets and writers and the New York State Council on the Arts for providing grants for us to make that one free. So if you wanted to learn how to create and perform an original slam poem, stop by, register online for free and learn with Tony, who is our Beatniks and Final Friday slam host. And last but not least, we need volunteers. We had a great new volunteer join us 2 months ago at La Sala de Pepe, and she also helped us out yesterday at the Lois Cider open mic. And for some of you who may not know, before I became a member of the programs team and the tech assistant here at the online open mic world, I too volunteered at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe for about a year before I became a permanent member of the team. And I believe even Elemen2al guest hosted, for free for a few times before he was selected to become our host. So if you always wanted to be with the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, not just, part of the audience, but actually part of the operating and program team and help us out in the background, scan the QR code, which is also on our link tree, or contact me and I will direct you, to the correct form to fill out. On that note, you can find us online on our link tree, Nuyorican Poets Cafe. There you can see all of our links on social media profiles, Facebook, YouTube, X, and Instagram. Our calendar on all upcoming events, free and paid for tickets, you can get at nuyorican.org/calendar. And if you want to be, in our mailing list, all those links, are in the link tree. So you will never miss out on anything. On that note, let me turn my camera on because we are now going to our next performer, who I believe I too first met at one of our in-person Nuyorican Bowery poetry slams. And now we are happy to also have her performing here at our online open mics. Minnie Mars, are you there? I'm asking you to unmute. Let's see if you are there. Minnie Mars, can you hear me? Okay, if not, then we are gonna go to our next performer, who is another fairly newcomer who joined us a few weeks ago, but we've enjoyed her poetry so many times. Now let me make sure I pronounce your name correctly, because I haven't had the pleasure of introducing you. It's been Elemen2al. He's the host. It's Markencia Jean. Is that correct?
Markencia Jean.
Markencia Jean. Markencia, welcome back. You know how it goes. Let everyone know where we may find you, if in addition to here on our online open mics, and the next 3 minutes are all yours. Welcome back.
1 second. Elemen2al said I can have a few more minutes last time.
Oh, okay.
Have a long piece.
Okay, go ahead. I trust Elemen2al, and it's all yours.
Okay, 1 second. 1 second. I'm just gonna read it. Want to start right now?
Oh, you can start. Did you need the screen share as well? No, go ahead. It's all yours.
1 second. The title of my piece is Grace. Some of my former 5th grade classmates, whom did not graduate, followed me home. They pushed me against a parked car and stomped me down with their yellow Timberlands. Tamia, the ringleader, has to have had something to do with it. There's no coincidence she snuck home while her friends carried out the ordeal. Another occasion, a tall wooden staff at my doorstep, the hood of my coat yanked off, then retrieved by my brother, 1 year my senior, and my uncle Peter. Go get your brother then, my brother responded. We went to the police station and I named names: Carrie, Rochelle, Tamia, and Patience, all whom were but 10 years old and boy-crazed, dressed in skin-tight denim pants, seeking attention and validation. Why didn't you tell me, Mr. McCarthy? My Irish 5th grade teacher asked. He once offered the class some octopus soup and grossed them out. More for me, he teased. Do not be too wordy or have too many run-on sentences, he asserted. In the 5th grade, I was the City Star student. I was one of the 3 girls in the 5th grade graduating class of the Walter Weaver School, PS 398, who received a Golden Olympian trophy for our dedication to academics and overall excellence. I was also my class's food committee board member and sampled new cafeteria lunch recipes to be introduced onto the menu. Messiah, my short, skinny, bug-eyed, big-headed classmate, was very smart, but he once glided his hand across my thigh. That was so creepy and vile. Once he threw my oversized coat hood over my head. Cover your face, nobody wants to see it, he said. On graduation day, he asked for a hug. I agreed to it. I didn't want to make a scene or give him another reason to call me ugly again. From then on, I believed him. Beauty seemed unattainable and wasn't something worth striving for. So I immersed myself into my books and grasped all that I could to prop myself up and to look good. In Harlem, in the 4th grade and CS 200, Joshua took it upon himself to line up all the girls and rate them from the most to least attractive. I was the first to last one. The last girl was bow-legged. In the 2nd grade, we read Lemonade for Sale and brought lemons from the supermarket and made lemonade. Devonique, one of my classmates, said, "Pay them no mind." Boiled down cafeteria apples made into sauce, my teacher, Ms. Goodwin, stirred the pot and sweetened our Macintosh. I would watch her sneak out of the class to flirt with the janitor. She was dressed to the nine and never compromised. But she never acknowledged me or confronted the bullies. It happened everywhere, during lunch, recess, in the hallways, and in the class itself. On picture day, she wrapped my doodle braids into cinnamon buns. Just as in the 2nd grade, Michael, my crush, said, "She don't talk." Another boy, Charles, said out loud, "Your mama's so fat, when she sit on the rainbow, she pops Skittles." I laughed so hard I got in trouble. The boys and girls all got their hits in. Charles didn't. 3rd grade. For me, puberty came early, which at 10 strictly meant deodorant, bralette, and sanitary napkin. Mama's pads were too big. My cousin pointed and said, "Look, she has a penis." She once saw me naked too. She's hairy down there. Her armpits are hairy too. Miss Green handed me tightly wrapped Chinese candy and Starburst occasionally, as she did to encourage the well-behaved. Blue, a cardigan and matching skirt I wore once to school. Going on a date? Miss Green teased and smiled. I sure wasn't and would never, I thought to myself. I was raised on the Bible, let go and let God fight your battles. In the 2nd grade on my zoo trip, I was paired with big old, tall old, light-skinned, chip-toothed Harold. He got left back with me. I barely spoke English, but Harold's body language didn't settle well with me. His thumb and index finger grasped a tight hold of the end of my sleeve, keeping me just close enough so we could keep up and not get lost. He only let me pet the dirty woolly sheep. I didn't remember if he'd ever laid a hand on me, but he felt like the worst of my enemies. Reginald, my third grade classmate, a skinny black bubble-headed boy, waited for me at the top of the red staircase for the secret one-on-one match he orchestrated. He punched and kicked me until he ran out of steam. In the fourth grade, Janine, my classmate, called me Pimple Face. We exchanged numbers and we briefly talked about our crushes. We had one in common. My middle school principal, Miss Foston, although strict and iron-fisted, adored me. You look sharp, she repeated as she complimented the navy blue blazer I wore to school that day. The next year, she had the 7th and 8th graders wear a navy blue blazer with the school logo on it to distinguish between junior high schoolers from the elementary school children. One day at lunch, she brought me a large handheld mirror. "You're beautiful," she said repeatedly. I cried. I didn't believe her. I morphed into scum, bacterium, magnified under microscopic vices, hypnotic apparatus, mirroring their likeness. My classmates talked about Miss Foston behind her back, saying she's ugly and has no man or children or life outside of her administration. The next year, 8th grade, I was voted most likely to succeed. In the 6th grade, she visited my class. Aaron, who knew I was no Betty Boop or Marilyn Monroe, mistook me for our school principal, who sat in my seat. She has since retired after 37 years of service. I'll cut it short since it's too long. I'll read the end. Okay. Months ago, Netflix's Can They See Us taught me, as did the albino boy learned, people fear what they don't understand, and what they fear they seek to destroy. I wept for the albino boy, coming of age, realizing he couldn't escape his condition, even on the world stage. The sun forces him into the shade. Cowardly dogs seek to rip his soul from his build. His limbs and bones they seek out to perform ritualistic magic. Stoicism, as I've learned, emphasizes that we all have a unique path and neither is superior to the other. We must detach, forgive, and embrace abundance and resilience through discipline and self-motivation. Redemption is upon my horizon. I am overcome with the joy that kills, the regret of a life destitute and unfulfilled. My mood fluctuates, unhinged as if I'm under the influence. The highs are short-lived. Energy to the infinite capacity becomes commonplace. This is no child's play. The lows swallow you whole. You're locked in a chokehold, bed-bound and secluded from mortals. Everything is meh, dark, opaque, and singular. I give myself grace and understanding and good faith. The very beauty I now claim and embrace. Thank you.
Yo, you see, sometimes you have to get it all out, like all out, because if not, there's still windows and shadows open. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Martensia.
Wow.
Woohoo!
That was just like so honest and so powerful. Yeah.
So raw, so
Beautiful.
honest.
Very
and
well.
and you are beautiful.
Yes,
It was
you
like
are.
it was like poetic prose meets an essay. Like it was a nice fusion.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah. Elemental said it best, better out than in you.
Mhm.
It's a big thing to do, to write yourself through, which a subject that came up a week or so ago about the pros and cons and sometimes the stigma that comes with writing confessional work at the same time. That's the same work that you see yourself in the mirror and survive yourself and the shit that the world tells you are, so you could break that chain and become what you were born to be and find your soul work.
Yes,
Yeah, man.
exactly. Yeah.
And look at you now. Here you are performing poetry and prose, with Astor, And by the way, when you write your memoir, not if, when you write your memoir, make sure you include this. This has to be a chapter, on its own, though. So great that was, well, I'm glad we got to hear so much of it.
So what I want you to understand right here, Markensia, is this. And I know that you're just like, oh no, and first of all, I'm thankful that you can feel the energy of your community. You're like, let me jump ahead. Let me get this, let me finish, right? However, I do appreciate the fact that you were willing to go through each step of it. You didn't try to sidestep any of it, right? You didn't try to, just let me fourth, fifth, and sixth grade. You know what I mean? I know that we missed some of it, right? But I appreciate the fact that you went through each and every step and how much your memory is intact to remember those folks and those situations, right? Because all those things help to make up the life of an educated person, right? As you're going through the education system, all those things are important, right? I love the fact that you even mentioned the book that you were reading. You said we read Lemonade for Sale. And when you can remember a piece of literature that helps to push you in a certain direction, that's powerful, right? That is absolutely powerful. You said we felt like the worst of my enemies. Like, oh, like, come on, like, what they fear, they seek to destroy. That is an absolute fact. Hence the reason war still wages in American streets. Appreciate you, Markensia. Truly, truly. Brooklyn, stand up. It's what she does. Appreciate you for what you do. Make sure you're showing your love to Ron Mark Thompson. That cat's all kinds of dope all the way up in the BX. You know how we do. Appreciate you, Ron. For real. All right, let's keep it going, y'all. Much love and respect to all the folks in the building. Danette is in the building. As Ron said, Garland Thompson is in the building. Shout out, Debbie Segal is in the building. I haven't seen Debbie in a while. Appreciate you for being here, Debbie. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, this incredible poet has been coming through and putting in that work. Y'all, I'm telling you, this poet has been putting in work, and we are going to be delighted in more of that work this evening. Come on now, Minnie Mars is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Come on, take it away. And as we see they're getting in position, right? Like, yeah, you're going to get this work this evening. Come on now, take it away.
Hi, everyone. I was multitasking, but I'm putting where you can follow me on inside of the chat. And I have my first poem, which is called Nooses. Can everyone hear me well? Because I have my headphones on this time. Okay. This is a short poem, but who took the bodies off of nooses? Who took them down? Who walked around town wailing? That's Nooses. And this poem, I forgot what the name of it is called, but I'm just gonna get to it. Wade in the waters, wade in the water, children, wade in in the waters. Gods are gonna trouble the waters. I believe songs travel across skies. I think trees hold deep histories and water carried spirits when they were running out of time, wading in the water, dodging catcher's eyes. I'm fond of deer. I just know their ancestors know mine deeply. We had to run into a bunch of them desperate to get across state lines. Sometimes I go in the woods and listen to all the sounds, waiting to hear the stories of the slaves in the South and in the North and Midwest too. Sometimes I stare in the dark and wonder what I would do if a robot dog was chasing me, like dogs chase my ancestors too. This version of fascism feels too familiar for me. What about you? Do you ever think about where you'll be or where you'll end up in some version of history? Like, which side will you be on? I heard a song traveled by some of my people. Song say, child, ain't nothing wrong, while kids was hanging on trees and they began enforcing discriminatory laws. I heard a song say, smile, 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 but I hear the river say, cry, cry, cry. I heard the origins of R&B. That's why I hate bye, bye, bye. I saw the long nails on the fingers of my aunts. I see the co-optation of the custom and the cultures, and it hurts. I see the commodification of Black diasporic culture, and not just from whites, but from other POC vultures. I'm frustrated. And then I hear no sound. As I imagine jumping off the boat and the water drowning me out in the depths of the sea, I would say they know me. Gotta be familiar with the ancestors that got lost at sea. I believe trees remember me. I believe songs travel across skies because they travel across time. And if time is all relative, I might come back on the rainbow. I might come back with the wind. I hope I'm magma with volcanoes erupt from within.
And that was an eruption. Just to unmute yourself, give it up for Minnie Moore.
Hell yeah.
Woo! So powerful.
Yeah.
Beautiful work.
Go, girl.
There is there is
That was so powerfully imagined and felt. That was one of the strongest imaginations on that topic I've heard in a long time. Love the way you skip the octave in the vocals too.
Thank you.
allow me a tiny wordplay here. There is nothing mini about your poetry. I think you need to be maximum Mars. You are the maximum Mars poetry.
And they don't call them mission control for nothing, Minnie. Watch out.
Thank you.
Did Ron just make Minnie a maxi? Like a maxi Mars? Was that what we got here? That was really dope, bro. That's how you golly, I told y'all. I told you that's my dude, man. First of all, Minnie, what the premise of your poem and how you approach a heavyweight theme as that is not easy, right? The first or the second piece, right? Listen, you get my blood boiling with lines like that. In the first piece, who took them down? That's gonna mess with me for a while. Who took them down? In the second piece, you said this version of fascism feels too familiar. I heard the origin of R&B. That's why I hate bye, bye, bye. Yeah. That one's gonna stick with me for a while. Jumping off the boat and the water drowning me out. Yeah. But that's just what it is, right? That is why those who can do. Otherwise, you will get replaced by something that is a little bit more palatable. Yeah. So like I said, I'm gonna keep it PG on that, right? Because you charging poetry of my own. I appreciate you, Minnie Mars, for doing what you do, for making time for us, for moving around, multitasking, and sharing your work with us. Appreciate you. Coming up next, peace to the gods and the earth for the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding for what they do and how they do it. This next incredible artist, as I've said, put me in the space, in the room of one of the last poets. Listen, this next incredible artist came to bring you an experience, but he did not come here to tap dance. The one and only Baba Ngoma is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, God. Please take it away.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? So, things are so serious with this election and whatnot. It's got everybody stressed, you know. So I thought I'd do something a little lighter. So here we go. This is called a poem in response to the question, what kind of music do you play? Swallow sweet sound like quinine, dog-faced blues, music junkies, a quiet taste for flatted fifths, reggae skanking, bubbly bass funk in your face, ghost of Hendrix defying strings, ragamuffin style, heartbeat, Nuyorican drum, diaspora sound for the melanin hands, jungle dance on concrete, unboxable improvisational freestyle buck wild. Rhythmically challenged culture bandits can't steal this. Music notation can't chart this. Unnotated sounds between the keys. It's too real for Memorex. We string scientists do voodoo mathematics on your ear hole. Funk so deep, Grammys can't judge stolen blues from Mali to Memphis. Cypher spinning on and on from bebop to hip hop. Eternity's too short for this rhyme in future time. Only the righteous can sing this song, sing this song, sing this song. Yeah, so I got one more. Thanks, y'all. Let me see. Yeah. Don't mean to brag, but I'm a string scientist. My first act was an umbilical cord, next the vocal cord. You might say it had that good vibration. By kindergarten, I was thumping fat bass lines on a rubber band. Next, I figured out the answers to the riddle of the fiddle and how to make a string sing. Soon I learned to make a piano do what I do. I looked inside and realized it had strings too. The cello was next in line. Between my knees I stroked it till it sounded fine. Freedom songs with the guitar became friends of mine. Intoxicated with jazz, I played an upright bass. I was one of the first to put funk in your face. Love of the blues brought an African banjo. My finger dexterity is a supreme, you see. Now I'm looking for the next gizmo. I'm not your average string thing. But I pretty that damn scrabbity but up to the da with beep doo 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 bop skip doo 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 scabba doo 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 scrabba doo dee scrabba doo dee scrabba dee dee scrabba bop.
I tried to tell y'all was in store for an experience. And he never fails. Unmute yourself, give it up for Baba and Gomo.
Oh, I needed that. I needed that.
Man, you had me over here dancing. I'm telling everybody that I'm already blowing my stogie and having my drinky drinks and whatnot. But man, you was grooving tonight, man. I'm sitting there like I'm dancing like I'm at the club. And you were spitting that shit too, man. For real. I appreciate you at all times, boss man. For real.
Thank you.
Love
Yeah,
this.
and Goma,
Love the scatting. Yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead, Mace.
Oh no, I was just about to say, at our last feature, I got to see you do nothing but poems in Goma. So now seeing you bring back that fusion of music with your poetry, I appreciate everything you do that much more. Like to sync all of that up and have a vibe that you create, man, amazing, brother. Amazing.
Thank you.
It's always a blessing, man. It's always a blessing.
Yeah, I love the scatting, Ngoma. I have this fantasy of hearing you do a duet scatting with Miguel. That's one day we'll all hear that, of
I
course.
scattered just for you, right?
Thank you.
Listen, with the way that this artificial intelligence is educating itself and finding ways to recreate things, that's absolutely possible, right? We had a new Beatles album. So it's absolutely possible. Just saying. What you do, Baba, is pretty incredible. Came through with the violin this evening, talking to the music junkies. you know, talking about unboxable improvisation. That is exactly two words that encompass your style. Unboxable improvisation. Even when he's playing a 3-string cigar box guitar, it's still unboxable. I'm telling you, cat's incredible. Mathematics, science in your ear hole. He said that. Only the righteous can sing this song. He said that. You know what I mean? He said that. I'm just quoting God. Appreciate you, Baba, for doing what you do. Another pillar of our community who has been rocking for ever, man. For real. Thank you for doing what you do. All right. Coming up next, this cat, you know, let the church say, God damn. This cat does what he does. Semper Fi to all the jarheads. Peace and love to all the vets in the building. Razor blades, that razor blade shave with. Shout out CG, man, Concrete Generation. Shout out Keeper Concrete. Soigné West. Shout out Double Dragon. Listen, this dude, one and only CP Mays in the building, man. You know what it is. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. Always great to see you, folks. Take it away.
Hey, hello world. Been in like a place of weird, like for the last 2 weeks of depression or whatever. The PTSD's been getting to me, but I'm calling myself out, and I'm doing it with poetry and hearing more poets. You know what I'm saying? So like the more poems I'm hearing, like it's like another rung in the ladder. So I really, really do appreciate y'all. Here's some new shit called Checkmate in 3 Moves. And I am the keeper of concrete. I swear I am, fuck it. Father God, let me force feed karma Ambien so she'll really have reasons to deep sleep on me. I am that I am, and I am, I swear. My sometimes soul seems to somehow stay several snooze button seconds away from scribbling rough draft suicide notes on the back of my very own birth certificate. I am, I swear, you can't keep guilt tripping me into believing you're God. I swear I am the kid with the cracked halo and duct tape. I swear I am Sylvia Plath and Kurt Cobain's love child. I swear I am almost as ignorant as an overprivileged sonnet, counting how many black, gay, and Latino friends it has. I swear our God emoji looks just like Trump. I am of vasectomies wondering why a nation full of dickheads haven't lost their reproductive rights. I swear when I say 90% grind, 10% grind harder, I'm saying I've planted more man-made miracles, metaphors, and mustard seeds in the ground than Alabama did niggas and cotton. I swear I am wondering right now if all the times you said the word nigga and didn't reprimand your own self for offending your own son of some sort of contorted fucking ignore it, your own fragile sensibilities, all under the guise of I swear. If they can say it to each other, so why then so, and why can't I say so too? You my nigga too, I swear. Insert note here, Maze. Something about guilt tripping. Juxtapose it with something to do about systemic racisms. Guilt tripping, never recognizing their ignorances. Stay running off at the mouth, running through our economy, running through our coast-to-coast histories, cross-country pimping, running through with their shades of white pride, capitalism, guilt-slipping, praising their American proud pride, history pimping, tripping, I swear, with untied shoes, I swear, black folks aren't poor by choice. I'm saying, I swear they're poor by design. I'm saying when God left to go to work this morning, he, she, they, them left their back doors unlocked. I'm saying who's coming in praying, dear lowercase letter gods, I'm gonna need you to put on your big girl panties and big boy drawers down here. I'm juggling chainsaws, I swear I am the keeper of concrete. I swear I am the Marine Corps kid with the cracked halo and duct tape. I swear I am of concrete. I swear cracked halo and duct tape. I swear I am the kid with the cracked halo and duct tape. I swear I am. I swear. Poem.
I swear he is. I swear he is of concrete, that keeper that keeps it cracking. God damn it, unmute yourself. Give it up for CP.
Hell yeah.
That delivery. Wow.
Semper Fi.
Always.
Semper Fi.
You look great. Love the ending, CP. That whole mantraic ending where you just turned it into this mantra, and you had that pulsing kind of rhythm into it. It was just really, really effective and settled that poem deep down into my solar plexus.
I love the way you anchored it in my design, by design. No
Man,
accident.
CP Maze, man. I look, I'm putting in the air where it's fair right now. I'm gonna be so excited when I get to rock open mic with you in person, because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You know,
I'm trying to get the tour together now, so yeah, I can't wait. It'll be too
I
much
am
fun
getting a tour together all for when the Nuyorican Poets
You gotta bring it
Cafe.
up here. Bring it up here.
When it opens up, I'm bringing the Wisconsin Poet Chapter in the building. We're touring all the way from Wisconsin, all the way around, all the way there to through Pittsburgh, everywhere. And
Oh yeah.
Hey,
I'm going to
CP,
be, yeah.
I just wanted to say, like, I knew from your energy, like, you were about to bring it hard, but I didn't know how hard. And, like, that was
Semper Fi.
Jesus Lord. And
Semper
my
Fi.
like, from I'm the Jesus child of Plath and Cobain. I was like, yes, please. I love that. I mean, you just had us. You had us and you kept us. And like, we hold you. But I mean, mind blown.
Thank y'all. Creativity. I was just hoping it was coming across, you know? So,
Oh, yeah, you think?
Yeah.
I told that cat that, right? I told every time we rap, I told this cat, you grasp your audience and you never let them off the hook. That is part of what you do. You never let your audience off the hook from beginning to end, right? That is the mark of a master. What we do, right? 90% grind, 10% grind harder, right? Scribbling suicide notes on the back of my birth certificate. Like, fuck out of here, man. Never recognizing their ignorance. I swear they're poor by design. I'm juggling chainsaws. I swear I am of concrete. I swear you're ridiculous. I swear you're ridiculous. And you know it. I'll see you a couple days, man. Cross country pimping. Because that's what we do. Appreciate you, man. For real. For real. Make sure you plug in with CB Mays. That cat's all kinds of fucking credit. For real. Coming up next, storytellers in the building. This next incredible author of Scapulti, author. Listen, I still don't know how this cat does this, right? His books are this way. His books then turn this way. It's some of the most beautifully graphic books that I've ever seen. And the blacksmith. I know the blacksmith. Beat Poet Laureate of Colorado is on the back of this joint. Listen, this next artist I like to call the Vincent Price of poetry continues to come through and share his mastery of storytelling. The one and only Ike Waltz in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
I swear, I swear, I swear I am not a cook, but I like eating. So I lick your fingers until they are squeaky clean. Buy a fillet without the fatty white parts, as a fillet supposed to have no fat. Decide on your best plate. Place the fillet on your best plate with a good feeling. Add pepper sides to increase the temperament. See if you have a jar of instant coffee. Really look for it. Found it? Use your finest silver soup spoon. Fill the spoon high with instant coffee. Sprinkle gently 1 spoon on each side of the fillet. Massage passionately the coffee into the fillet. Look at your spouse, and excitement is waking. Wash your hands once more, please. Get the hidden bottle of vodka. Don't drink it. Pour 1 demi-cup of that little water over the fillet. Take a fork and poke the fillet with love from both sides. The fillet will scream with pleasure. Just listen. Use your second best plate and cover the fillet. Do not break these best plates. The mess is unforgivable. Wait 20 minutes, time to lick your chops again. Grill it on the barbecue. To your liking. Eat it alone. Don't tell anyone. How did it taste? Dia de los Muertos. Always the Grim Reaper strikes locked doors at night. Sometimes the living ask, how are you doing? How long have you been dead? Always the dead can walk through these walls, see the gruesome that is stressing you. Sometimes time appears with nothing to spare, nothing I have, nothing to share, with Thanatos delivers your soul to the afterlife. Sometimes I can hear you, deafening silence. Skeleton turmoil rattles on my mind. I can see you coming, darkness of November, that unexplainable longing. Burning fingers snapping candlelight. Cold musk of December, gone the taste of nonsense, that late fall color bizarre. I hang over my sleeping guitar, only sound that kills dances with that infinite loss of hope. Counting those blue Viagra pills, tumbling like decaying October late, way down my aging throat. So much color facing death, sacred energy exchange, the short taste of a coitus. Bonding thrills inside that armored coat. Whispering mind is ticking future time when children blow with the wind. Rustling trees calling ancient names nobody sees. Monotonous order found you, my Kronos of the divine. I am, yes, I hear him scream. You are dead, you are all mine. If you only could have seen two yesterday was moving along, however so mean, And what a thrill to touch your temple of electrocuting fuss, enslaved by that mortal rousing ass. One puts the play, hide and seek every day. Let that binary QR code have it. Shit happens. Oh yes, he will find you, so they say. But let the children play with rotting leaves in the eerie graveyards of Monterey Bay. The day of the moral debt that built our wall, that promise, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free. Desperate fathers, mothers, caged toddlers without trick or treating. Our ghosts demand freedom, not incarceration and beating. What a tragic song that punishes us forever and all, every moment and in between, holding onto a fake treasure of masochistic delight. These are the secrets that rule our morbid lives. You may trick or treat, whilst I smell human defeat. Precious, sultry high noon, however, splits tongues deeper than scientific time. Let me kiss you, my digital you, cooking on Adam's family stew of truths, forget me not, just rot, rot, rot. Let me squeeze my lover's G-spot. Kiss a little, thanks a lot. Inside your delicious fleshy bowl of boo-boo. Let me discover between your expecting thighs the reflection, I, the booman, you, the woman, boo jangles, boo dangles, boo fondles, boo handles, boo excitement. Oh, I am so lost in that repeating rhyme. Please don't rattle my precious urn, don't wake my ashes in return, arousing these bloodthirsty screams of history. What's contained in me will haunt you, bewilderment, in relentless disharmony. Yes, I can wait for that roasted turkey's delicious stuffing, my darlings, basted kill. At Thanksgiving time, if you will. The Grim Reaper kissed my bloated cheek. Aging, he whispers from his toothless face, aging will make you wise and weak. He says he knows that wisdom is drained inside those painful, rotting teeth. I yearn for the antique design of my urn. My ashes seek for no better and no return. And so I will rest in restless peace, my case for the forever lost. 6 feet ahead of you, sound on the wrong speed, dancing with a mouthful of weed. Dia de los Muertos, I feel the pain before my fall. However, should I reappear from these long forgotten deceased? Call a shrink, don't send for the priest. Dia de los Muertos, the Grim Reaper has knocked on my door. The end has come. The new has begun. Thank you.
I try to tell y'all that cat is a master storyteller. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ike. Whoa!
Man.
Woo!
And I was loving the delivery on that, man. It was like you're right there in a Halloween pocket, just delivering stories to be told, man. Stories to be sold, trick or treat.
Yes.
Definitely a treat.
I love all the wordplay in this one.
Right.
The fleshy bowl of boo boo.
Right. Like I just I've always appreciated how you use words. Like, right. Plus you speak multiple languages, right? So sometimes I'm sure you think in one language and the translation doesn't always go directly, right? So you have to find another way around that. So I love the fact that, you know, how very meticulous you are with your writing and how you always find the translation that gets you to your point. I appreciate you, sir. And listen, I don't know if it was just part of the poem or if this is a real life recipe with the sprinkle the coffee on the fillet and then the vodka and then the poking the holes. Like, yo, I'm following this and I'm just like, what is this? This is I don't know what's gonna happen here, but just amazing, sir. You know, from you trick or treat while I smell human defeat, or I the boom and you the womb. This just works, sir. Thank you. Thank you for staying dedicated to what you do. I appreciate you, truly. All right. Coming up next, heard this cat poet all the way out in Wisconsin, the president of the Racine chapter of Poet. This cat is all kinds of heavyweight, putting in the work for the community that he continues to build. This cat's all kind of dope. Prepare yourself for the one and only inspiration in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Come on, Poet, do what you do. Take it away.
Poet, yeah, I am. I inspiration. It's not just inspiration, it's I inspiration. I-N-S-P-I-R-A-T-I-O-N 1899. That's my IG. Facebook, find me under the government, Craig Larson, Larson. YouTube, you can find me under Inspiration 1978. There's a dash between the I and the N. 1978 at the end. Man, I gotta apologize to the first half of this show. I didn't really get to listen. I was moving around and what have you. I was here, but I wasn't here doing a lot of different things. But I'm definitely gonna be watching in the rewind. That's why I was kind of late to tuning in, because normally I keep a log of what poems I do on this show in the back of my journal, and last week I didn't do it, so I was like going back to the Nuyorican Poets Cafe page and listening and whatnot. But anyway, I got a couple fun ones. I'm in a great spiritual place right now. I'm in a fun mood. Definitely gonna do some recipes of love, and I'm gonna start it off with a mutton German style recipe by Bernadine Affleck. 1.5 pounds lean mutton cut into bite-sized pieces, put in the skillet, add water to cover as gravy desired, salt and pepper to taste, add 1/2 cup sliced onion, 1 clove garlic, 1/4 teaspoonful of caraway seed, 1/4 cup vinegar. Cook until the meat is tender, adding boiled water as it boils away. Add 1 teaspoon sugar. Stir well in and serve hot. That's that recipe of mutton, German style, made with love. Next poem is by Paul Skiff. And it's the recipe on how to stay continuous in your ground, in your future. Aloud. Page 135. The smiles of 2 overage hookers on Central Park South walking into the St. Moritz Hotel work. Like the teeny pink see-through dress on the guy with the great legs crossing Amsterdam at 72nd, the more a person can flash of what they do not have, the more you will put utopia on so tight inside your head that the word fuck will come out your mouth in a whisper of freak beauty. And since I'm being silly and different, I'm going to take this time to introduce y'all to my erotica side. There's a recipe in here too. Pay attention. You'll go ahead. You'll hear it too. She's more than a queen. She's a goddess. And I don't know how a man could treat a woman so bad when it's so easy to treat her right. That's what I told her as we laid in bed after making love one night. It just came out so naturally, so simple, because it's so true. So I got to tell y'all that my love for her is much more than just my dick and her pussy. Yes, this love is more than just great dick and amazing pussy. I mean, yes, she do like it rough, so I do give it tough. And sometimes, hey, we do like to talk shit when we fuck. It's just, ugh. I mean, the pussy's so good. It made me think ahead, like, damn, I should make her a sandwich. Because she knows I make it with love. Though I don't. I do not. Because my ass be falling asleep after what just happened, yes. My baby Kate's got that knockout pussy. That's why when she's gone, I be craving her. I be wondering, when will I see her again? When can I lay between her legs and pull her close to me, kiss her on her pussy lips, suck on her clit? I just want to know. When can I be the beast to her beauty? Climb up and slide in that wet pussy while kissing on her left and right titty. And cuff her body type up in these arms. Yes, she loves these arms in the way that they relieve the pain in her back while she slides up and down on these forearms. Yes, I just want to know, when are we going to be able to do these things again? While we talk our talk and role play in our bedroom. I want to make love and fuck the shit out of my baby Kate. I want her to come home, sit on his dick, because she wants it and knows I told her she could have it whenever she wants it. Wake me up in the middle of the night. Oh, she's going to end up fixing her hair not once, not twice, but too many times. And neither one of us are going to want to pull away or pull out. I just want to let her pussy juice marinate in my beard the rest of the day and or night. I love my baby Kate. She'll tell you the same. That's that piece. I'm my inspiration, a person of extraordinary talent. Poet! You know how this cat does. Poet! Unmute yourself, give it up for our inspiration.
Oh, wonderful.
That was heated. Let her pussy juice marinate in my beard now.
I knew you'd like that.
That's deep. That's deep love.
Yeah, that's the flavor saver. Like that reference is all about the flavor saver. Like the poem
I
is.
told you I was keeping it on theme tonight.
That's amazing. Like, yeah. You don't want to listen to gospel music to get the night jumping. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to go vulgar and just go in there and do it. I love the piece. That's hot, man.
And that Paul Skiff piece just made me feel right back there in front of the St. Moritz Hotel. Thank you for doing that.
Brother, I had to. I've been wanting to do that since I got on this show, since the first time you commented on my piece, September 12th. Man, Paul, I can't wait to meet you in person, brother. I swear. Right hand of God, I'm going to give you a big ass hug. And
that's magical, man. Like, that's magical, man. Like, hold on. Like Paul Skiff is not a very big dude. So be careful with Paul Skiff, man. Be careful with Paul Skiff, man. Listen, man. The energy that you put into your work, the energy, the enthusiasm, the passion that you put into your work, man, comes through every single time that you share it here, right? The conversations that you and I have had, the hustle that you have for the work that we do, man, it's definitely felt, right? And you went through the gambit this evening, right? You gave us recipes in different aspects, and I'm thankful that you did that, right? You went from the food, right, to the abstract, to the absolute love language or recipe that goes into the soup that is the love that you have, right? And I love that. And I was hoping that somebody would get down to that. So when we rapped earlier and you were just like, oh, the recipe of love. And I was like, yeah, I kind of got an idea what this cat might do. You know what I mean? Right? When can I be the beast to her beauty? That's just fire. I appreciate you, man. For real. Continue to do what you do. For real. Shout out Hill the Hood. Shout out Apollo 517. Make sure you are shouting out a good poet. Because those cats do it hardcore all the time. Appreciate y'all, man. For real. Coming up next, from one side of the country to the other, this incredible artist continues to come through. I know, right? Our world, our lives get turbulent sometimes. But we have the beauty of having this cat come through and bring balance to our weeks and our lives sometimes. The one and only Joski C is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, Joski. Please take it away.
Hey, Elemental, coming through.
Sounding like a rock star as always, baby. Take it away.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everybody. So, many of you have heard this before, but I've been feeling compelled to play this song everywhere I can, and I'm going to keep playing it for 12 more days. When I hope you will help me retire it. And anyway, that's my hope. Vote if you love yourself. Vote if you love anyone else. It's time to make changes. Open up the cages. Vote, there's so much to lose. Vote, it's time for us to choose. Vote for the ages. Open up the cages. Free the children. Jail Donald Trump. We are all migrants traveling through time, hoping to build something kind. Vote for our rainbow skin. Vote for your melanin. Time to make changes. Open up the cages. Vote if you love this earth. Vote 'cause we all have worth. Vote for the ages. Open up the cages. Free the children. Jail Donald Trump. We are all migrants traveling through time, hoping to build something kind. Vote for a woman's choice. Vote 'cause we need your voice. It's time to make changes, open up the cages, let the children play, it'll be a brighter day. Free the children, jail Donald Trump.
I told y'all this is what Joski does. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Joski. See?
Beautiful Joski. Woo!
You got to go do that in front of the polling place, Joski. I'm telling you.
Please and thank you.
That was so beautiful. It was so beautifully played, and just the vibe, the energy of it was just beautiful. Thank you.
Just not too close to the polling place because that's illegal. We don't want you getting thrown in jail. We don't want to have to raise money next time.
Better not give anybody water.
Yeah, that's right. If anybody gets tired of listening to Joski's song, just go and vote. Do it. Vote.
Yes.
I really liked it, Joski, because it helped me calm down. I'm so anxious about the election, and I loved everything you were saying, but the music part was really calming and beautiful. Thank you.
And by the
I'm
way,
with you on that. He's a medicine man for sure.
Yeah, that's very healing.
Agreed. And by the way, there were so many memorable lines, including "We are all migrants traveling through time, hoping
Right.
to build something kind." And just maybe America needs to be reminded, unless you are a Native American, we are all migrants. We all came from somewhere, whether we voluntarily came or we were forced to come. But we kind of all migrants traveling through time. Joski, one of your best songs. Amazing.
Please help me retire it.
We're working with you on that, Joski. Believe.
Listen. Songs like that, Joski, those are what change people's minds. I truly believe, right? Because you're taking this difficult thing, right? Kind of like what May said, kind of like what Elizabeth Rand just said, right? This is by design. They're making it like this. They're making you anxious and frustrated by design. So you can go out and just kind of, get it over with and not necessarily do it the way that you should do. But then you get Joski C that takes all the aggression out of it and just lets you listen. Right. And this is why I said, you should be at, you know what I mean? Just post up out there, right? Clearly, like Michael Sandler said, well, you can't do that. But that kind of sentiment in a song like that does help people to feel better about what they've decided to do with their political opinion, right? I think if people heard more of how you do what you do, they would be more comfortable with the choices that they make in a political realm. So thank you, right? Vote for our rainbow skin. Vote for your melanin, right? Because we all have worth. As Ron said, that line, it was really magnificent, right? We are all migrants traveling through time, hoping to build something kind. That's just an amazing line, Joski. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to craft it. Really was. Yeah. I see Mom just like, wait, yeah, he said migrants. Yeah. Migrants through time. Yeah, that was heavy, right? Right. Thank you so much for what you do, Joski, for real. I told y'all. Coming up next, as I mentioned, peace to the gods and the earth for all the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and sharing it with us. Every time the priestess comes through with these glasses on, I'm just like, listen, these glasses are popping so hardcore. And she's so serious about wearing them too. I love it. Listen, always when the priestess comes through, she always shares her divine energy with us. The one and only Oshun Yoyen is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Okay, well, I can be found on the other side of midnight, pouring libation, calling the ancestors and the so-called fathers of this country, asking them to make sure that this election turns out right, because there's no way in hell they intended for that man to get in office. That's where I can be found. Anyway, I'm going completely political tonight, so there's nothing spiritual about what I'm writing. Or you could look at it either way, but anyway, this piece is called Illuminati Spell for a New World Disorder. I'm somewhat in theme. Follow directions carefully. Add 4 parts overstimulated senses to boiling elixir of commercially generated greed. Shake in 5 handfuls of gratuitous violence, 2 handfuls of perverse sex, too many shocked minds, jaded. Melt in 1 eye of digital entertainment. Crack open old school bass rhythm. Use catchy melody as a hook. Toss aside meaningful lyrics. Vigorously stir in 7-bar bass lines. Repeat for entire sequence. Underscore with misogynistic themes. Veil with cute, young, and up-and-coming rap star. Pour in young, rough, raw, unprepared parents with little patience. Sift out grandparents and leave in another town to avoid contamination. Remove watchful eye of parents, add police authority, combine 2 scoops of child's television and internet brainwashed mind with a pinch of stupidity. Place in an overcrowded classroom with inferior books and government mandated regurgitated test material. Mix in underpaid, overworked teachers with a house in foreclosure and a repossessed car. Add finely shredded, voided, dishonored, tied up in court contract, hamstring union power. Remove collective bargaining rights. Let simmer and wait. Now there's a second one I'm doing. It's called Not So Random Thoughts on the System. Our ancestors say that the wisdom of a child is its trouble. Arrogance and ignorance is a bad combination. Incompetence, impatience, and interference makes for a tragic outcome. A simple butt whooping, side eyes soliloquies, raised eyebrows are all nullified by big brothers, HRS, DIFUS, and CPS. Parental power is neutralized. Parental choice is stolen. Hostile takeover by the system ensues. Juvie, prodation, empty hours of community service. The evolving door spins around and round like a carousel. Where the child gets off, nobody knows. College, trade school, the clang of a cell door, jail cell door, or chalk lines on concrete. In family roulette with the government. In family roulette with the government, no one wins. I haven't done that one in a long time.
I mean, listen, she said family roulette. Oh my goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Oshun. Yo, yeah.
Yeah, that was a great way you made that into a recipe there. That was great.
Or outcomes.
Yeah, hermit
Chalk
crabbing
lines.
it.
Yeah, that first piece was just you had all the ingredients of American dysfunctional stew that's on every daily menu when you wake up in the morning.
Perfectly said. Perfectly
Yeah, what Paul said.
Yeah. They call it Good Morning America, right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right? Like, come on. Like, this is what we do, folks. Like this is so much. And listen, I love this. I get I wake up for this. Like really. In the first first piece, the Illuminati spell for a new disorder. Like when you start grabbing handfuls of and you mentioned listen. I had a hard time focusing, folks. I'm a fan, right? I'm really a poetry fan. And when she mentioned 2 words, and I was just like, oh my God, I just went into a whole Boondock Saints universe. She said gratuitous violence. Damn it. That's like that's blood boiling right there. I love that. I love that phrase. I haven't used it yet because once I get into gratuitous violence, it's gonna get bloody, right? And then you'll start hearing me scream like, "Is this not why you are here?" Listen, the folks who know, they just like, yeah, well, let it simmer and wait. Yeah. Vigorously stirring bass lines. Parental power is neutralized. I truly agree. Truly agree. And they're doing their best to make sure that your belt becomes a pill. Thank you. Thank you for doing what you do. Again, as I said before, shout out the educators in the building. Shout out the folks who do what they do for real. Some people do this. We do this. Let's keep it going. We got 4 people left this evening. We can keep it tight. We'll get into the cipher. Coming up next, we have a new voice in the building. And it seems to me that this new voice is also an educator. Anytime that you have books opening and moving in different dimensions, right? It means that you are a lover of words, that you are a connoisseur of knowledge. Guess what? You have found yourself in the right place because there's nothing but connoisseurs of knowledge and wordsmiths in this building. First and foremost, welcome. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. Please, without giving us your address, tell us where in the world you are plugging in from this evening.
I am in New York. This is not my first Nuyorican. It's just been a really long time.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So where are you coming in from? What borough are you in?
I'm in Long Island.
Oh, listen. Come on, Long Island. Listen. Long Island in the building. Why is Long Island never in the building? Shout out to LI, man. Listen, it is great to see you. Appreciate you for being in the building. Welcome back. You see how it's been going this evening. Let these folks know where they can find you. Listen, welcome. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. You know what it is. Please take it away.
Thank you. You can find me at Blue Poetress on all of the things, IG, TikTok, YouTube, Patreon. All my stuff is right there. This poem is some new shit. I wrote it at Dodge Poetry Fest last week. So this is the first time anybody's going to hear it, and it is for my teachers and my students. Tomorrow's Grace. Today he calls me auntie and shares his red cherry fruit snacks. Yesterday is, who the fuck you think you're talking to, man? Suck my dick. Today she hugs me hard to the point of exhalation and promises for the 3rd time this week that she'll go to all her classes. Yesterday I called her father after finding her in the back staircase with a boy she swears she didn't know. Today he holds the door open for the freshman on crutches and helps him swipe his ID. Yesterday, he snatched the sophomore's hat off his head, picked him up off the ground, and dumped him in the lunchroom garbage can for accidentally creasing his Air Force Ones. Today, she asked to stay after school to help me organize my files and make herself available for anyone who needs tutoring in math. Yesterday, on the 2nd floor landing, she snatched the wig off one of her ex-friends because she heard from her boyfriend's best friend's cousin on her uncle's side that girl was talking shit about her. Today, during the fire drill, he stopped a teacher from almost getting hit by a car that blew past the dean with the stop sign. Yesterday, during 5th period, he pulled the fire alarm because he was bored and can't stand that bitch who teaches math. Today, she sat at a table in the front lobby for 3 periods, rallying teachers, staff, security, and seniors over 18 to register to vote, citing chapter and verse why it was their duty to make a difference. Yesterday, she walked up to a student 3 times her height and weight and spit in her face for stealing her iPhone and telling lies about her receipts. Today, he gave the motivational speech of his life to his football team after their 5th loss in a row that left his teammates, coaches, and parents in tears. Yesterday, he called a lunchroom aide a cunted fuckface for denying his entry into the lunchroom because he forgot his ID for the 3rd time this week, even though he belonged in AP Spanish. Today, she quietly asked me to walk her to gym class so that she could thank me privately for not calling her mother after she was dress coded for a see-through lace top and pasties. Yesterday, she was dress coded for twerking outside the guidance office in a see-through lace top and pasties. Today, he whispers to you that there are 3 boys shooting dice in the back of the base room stairwell. Yesterday, he had to be phased not once, but twice for suspected drug and gun possession. Today, she and her 3 besties arrived to school on time with a cup of your favorite Starbucks caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino with almond milk, extra whipped cream, and caramel drizzle. Yesterday, she and her 3 besties sat on the floor in the last stall of the girls' bathroom, vaping and sharing fireball shooters. I sigh. To my students, know that it is never too late to create a better today for yourself and those around you. Grant yourself peace to start each day anew. And to my teachers, please make space to forgive your students' many, many yesterdays. It takes just one teacher to show them that they are more than the mistakes of their past. Thank you.
Spoken like a true educator. Come on now, that's how you do it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Blue Poetry.
Oh, yeah.
You had me at the first note.
That last
Telling
part.
you what. Yeah, you
The
got to
last
come
part.
more
The
often.
last part, the middle was
Yeah, you
dope.
That was that
definitely.
last part for me. It was
Yeah,
that
you
last
got to
part
be a
for me.
regular now.
Yeah,
The
but the
giving
first
thanks
note,
to
I
the teacher.
I don't know about you guys, but I heard a little thunder lung up front there. Did you get that?
I'm a
Don't even
special
say
ed
that name.
student.
I miss her.
For real.
Yeah,
I'm a
every
special-
2 lines of that was an education. I mean, deep.
I mean, I'm a special ed student, and I barely graduated high school. My special ed teacher, when I wrote down you heard it on September 12th here live, my life poem. I wrote it in poetry class, and my special ed teacher gave me a note saying Salvador Dali would be proud.
All right.
I didn't even know who the hell Salvador Dali was.
Yeah, but she motivated you to learn.
You do now, right? Right?
Yeah. She broke it down to me, right? She broke it down to me, because when I wrote that poem, as y'all know, I was on acid and ecstasy, and she was like, it was very, very surrealistic, very Salvador Dali would be proud. And I was like, who is Salvador Dali? What is surrealism? She was like, that's Craig, you would probably know by going into Spencer's Gifts and seeing the blacklight posters with the Clark Spencer branches. That's the
but that just goes to show don't underestimate those special ed kids.
Man, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, Paul, for real. She helped me after school with motivation and speaking to her class and stuff like that. Man, keep educating. Keep doing what you do. I can tell
Right.
the story.
Yeah, I mean,
You
the
know,
thing
Teachers and nurses.
I
the
could
thing
take my
is,
whole.
what we
Keep
just
doing
got
what
to
you're doing.
see.
Underappreciated, underpaid, most important people, teachers and nurses.
For
And
real.
I could take the.
librarians.
Exactly.
Yes, librarians.
Hold on, folks. Hold on. Listen. Hold on, folks. Listen. You see what happens, right? We start talking about education. We start talking about teachers and nurses, and everybody's like, yo. Listen. I totally understand, right? I am an educator myself. Shout out all the educators in the building. Shout out to the people who are passionate about education, right? I have heard people say, teachers are born, they're not made, right? So when you have that passion for educating young people, listen, it comes out of your pores. And that's exactly what it sounds like. And I love the stories that you tell. I love that, right? And the folks who have been out of education for a while, when you deal with students, those are the things, right? You said, hey, she got dress coded for wearing a see-through top and pasties. And guess what? They found her the next day in the see-through top and pasties, right? Girls finding themselves at the last stall vaping, right? I had students that found themselves bored and setting the garbage can on fire in the bathroom, right? Destroying the ceiling, right? Because they're bored. They're vaping in the bathroom. They're vaping in the stairwell. They're exploring with each other's sexuality in the back stairwell. It happens, right? The problem is no one's listening to them. Like you said, the bitch that teaches math, all she does is push work at them. No one's listening to them. If educators learn to respect the students will respect them in return, and then we can actually get some learning done. In my experience, it all begins and ends with respect. 100% of the time. Maze, you wanted to chime in on this? Maze, you what it do?
Yeah, just like 20 seconds. Like to the teachers, like coming out of elementary, they did the testing and they put me in the smart classes. But I'm code switching, right? Like, cause I'm coming home to like drug dealers, pimps, and all of that. But when I go to school, I'm in these so-called smart classes. And I started wilding out, y'all. Like, I would just put my name on a test while it was being passed out, turn it in before she's done, raise my hand, never come back to the bathroom. But that was because I realized early on I was getting special attention for being the only black kid in class, not for my intellect. So like that whole respect the teacher and how the teachers respect the students is so beautiful because it took us writing our first poem and I got respect for the right reasons. And that sparked like me wanting to know more about everything, like let's drop the IQ off the charts and love everything knowledge wise we can get. So yeah, like really like teachers, man, y'all the poo. I mean, y'all the poo. Y'all the shit. Y'all the shit. Y'all the poo for real. Yeah.
I mean,
Real talk.
Listen, folks. I appreciate you, man. It's truly. Listen to the educators. Listen, I believe Michael Sindler said that, right? Teachers and nurses, right? Probably two of the most underpaid professions in these United States. It is probably one of the most demanding jobs, but probably one of the most rewarding, right? Thank you for your dedication. You have found yourself in the greatest community in the world. You can find yourself here every Thursday. We will be looking forward to hearing more about you and your students and your journey into teaching and educating the next generation. We appreciate you. All right, let's keep it going. We have 3 poets left this evening. Coming up next, Jedi Master is in the building. He is a minister of sound in so many ways. And you're about to experience the one and only Paul Skiff in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Jedi Master. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Oh, what an evening to be here. Blue Poetress, I just wanted to remark that the founders of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe were educators. And you are definitely in the right place to be continuing to do what you do. I'm not on theme, and I don't have anything uplifting. I was just came to my attention. This thing's been going on. It had its 1 year anniversary lately, so and I have to confess to being motivated by Joski, who's used his voice for this purpose continually. American taxpayer bombs and Netanyahu pouncing dismember your moral goodness like an innocent civilian fleeing your wonder horror. Human dignity does not look back on the way out. Its bowl of need gets one spoonful of pity dust in the refugee camp financed by worldwide complacence on a year of cities demolished with remote control ignorance. The death count free falls like lies through a promise in an unholy land. For once the glowing screen does not contemptuously fib to your eyes, tell electric blood on the grieving grandmother's videoed face is warm as corporeal blood in leisure time hang of your heart. What if you knew the child whose brains were on your bystanding hands? Mother mercy, why won't they let you free in a war tunnel beneath civilians held out as bomb meat? Terrorist cowards hide underneath politics. The loser wins strategy, a satanic fame lust grab for headlines, but weaponized news just shoots them in their own reputation. Leaders who lead to death, war for land, only ghosts may flee. The eradication state's political faith, death wish, inspirational devotions, militarized prayer garbled as national suicide. Religion lost the holy somewhere superstitious in a rocket stockpile. With devout sanctity, godicidal men piously atrocity rape the watching world. War is continuance of failure by ignorant means through violence worship. The explosion prays for a target to serve. Phosphorescent fire and lung popping concussion delivered their brutality sermon. Sacred truths drain out artery of civilian innocence, drip disillusion from bloody table in the basement beneath world opinion to brim a martyrdom's pale containing shredded tranquility of the neighborhood. Righteousness is the pimp of vengeance dressed up as sorrow. The hysterically grieving multilingual winds of Palestine moan lamentation in one slang of loss. Prosperity starves like a child who inherited the blockaded future where love is now too weak to have an appetite. What can you feel from prosperity's distance? What if the bomb dust was a paste on your tongue? What if the hill of rubble slathered with severed legs was your home? What if the communal farm pillaged of life hollowed your contentment? What if the ambulance full of nameless rancid intestines needed you to empty it? What if stench from the entire family of corpses next door locked your face in grimace? Dodging hateful slaughter up and down a land that after victimizing is still just the most unholiest 80-year-old promise. Where could you find peaceful sanctuary between the vicious old men in sacred business with death? Hope and desperation under anger's fingernails that unearth a newborn from the hospital collapse join depravity and joy in an infamy dance when a music festival is raped by no reason other than murder fun. So venom and purity scramble, complicity and innocence, where victory and defeat deny knowing one another. American taxpayer bombs and Netanyahu pounce dismember your moral goodness, like an innocent civilian fleeing your wonder horror. Human dignity does not look back on the way out. Its bowl of need gets one spoonful of pity dust in the refugee camp financed by worldwide complacence on a year of cities demolished with remote control ignorance, where the death count free falls like lies through a promise in an unholy land. Home is a target when love is on its own. Belief is an excuse when love is on its own. Pride is vendetta when love is on its own. Hope is a successful bombardment when love is on its own. When love is on its own.
That is such a heavyweight line, right? I saw Maze catch it too. Pride is vendetta when love It's on its own. Golly, unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skill.
What
Bringing it
if?
home, I tell you.
Man, Paul,
Jeez.
you're like the whole time you were going. I just had this thought, like knowing your poetry from the Loud series and everything. Dude, you're like the Marilyn Manson of poetry, dude. Like you're fucking
I'm not sure that's how I would.
the beautiful people. I mean, like,
That's
oh my
awesome.
God, dude. I gotta talk to you on just you and I just gotta talk. I'm gonna let everyone else
We
speak.
can make that happen. Trust and believe. Listen. We can make that happen. This is
Paul's
what we
got to work his makeup game to be the Marilyn Manson.
No, it ain't about that. I'm talking about like, I'm talking about the fact, like just the way,
I'm just
all the way from it, you know, the his image on the screen to his flow, to his delivery, to the seriousness of of his lyric. I mean, it's just a beautiful people.
He's one of one.
No, out of all the pieces that Paul does, I always say that he reads to us, and if you want to hear it, you got to listen to the way it hits the back of your mind, way back there. And on that particular piece, it was more like in the center. He usually writes even deeper than that. So for you to write that piece, it almost calms down the unbridled depth that you usually write with. It's a little more closer to the surface of understanding rather than the way you never compromise, taking thoughts and feelings and emotions and insights and beliefs and crunching them into these amazing works of art that I think are going to last a lot longer than we do.
Yeah, it's like you have we all get fucked over by life, and your poems are like what do they call them? It's like a morning after pill. Like it's
Plan
like
B.
it keeps us sober. Like your poems are crazy, Paul. Like your poems are amazing.
Thank you, Paul. That was so powerful, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Listen, and what it's sounding like to me, and I'm just gonna like make a generalization here, but it almost is sounding like Paul Skiff's poems or something like I've never had. I've experienced his poems, and I'm thankful for that. But I'm thinking of a Bloody Mary, right? When things are crazy and you need everything in there to kind of get it together, it's a Paul Skiff poem, right? And it's spicy, right? But it puts you right? I don't know if the folks bear with me for a second. There was an old school commercial, right? At the time, it was very tasteless. Now they have it flavored with fruit and all that, right? There was a time, there was a commercial, and people would be walking like this instead of like this. They'll be walking like this, and they would say, "What's the problem?" And they would say, "You should have had a VA," right? Right? You remember those, right? And that's what Paul Skiff's his work is like, right? When you're just a little bit off, his poetry is like, oh, this is straight. This is oh, got you. Now the sun is hitting me here. Now my ear's not so hot. Right now I'm getting the inspiration download where I'm supposed to get it. You are very similar to Joski C in as far as putting us in the right alignment. And look, our inspirations got some damn V8, right? The spicy joint at that. All right, the spicy joint at that. Let's go. The Jedi Master said righteousness is the pimp of vengeance dressed up as sorrow. Come on. Where victory and defeat deny knowing each other. Come on, man. It's those kind of lines that keep people inspired and keep them writing. And of course, pride, right? Before that, he said, home is a target when love is on its own. Pride is vendetta when love is on its own. Yikes. He just does it. He just does it. Appreciate you, Jedi Master, for doing it. Listen, once upon a time, there was a host who used to say, "This guy has more claim to this than I do. He got more claim to this than all of us." And I'm telling you, I understand that. And this is why I love this dude so much, because he continues to rock with us after all these years, after all these phases, right? And Ron can back me up on this one, right? Of all the phases that the Nuyorican Poets Cafe has been through, all the different aspects and phases, Paul Skiff has been there. Paul Skiff has seen them all, right? Paul Skiff, I possibly, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, but you could have possibly been in the original, right? In Miguel Agarin's living room, right? Where this was even created, right? So, right? Like, I don't know anyone else, right, in our community that has seen all those different aspects. I know Baba Ngoma was probably there. Tamam Tracy Moncour was probably in the vicinity, right? But directly connected to it is Paul Skiff. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Ron. All right, let's get this good luck round in here. We got 3 incredible, divine, feminine beings in here to come through and wreck shop this evening. So let's give them the mic. Coming up first, this incredible artist comes through after she's done her, superhero mom thing and gets all the babies in the places where the babies need to be, right? A place for everything and everything in its place. She comes through and does what she does. The one and only Elizabeth Horan is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you, everyone. What a great night. Honored to be here, honestly. Honored to witness it. Thank you all for hanging in to the good luck round to witness me. Appreciate that. So these are a couple of kind of love poems for a writing partner that I had for like 4 years when I first started, and we're no longer in touch, which really breaks my heart. But yeah, the poetry is still there. So I'm going to read these for you. This one is called, "Oh my God, you are so amazing. Thank you always for you, for all of yourselves, your hells, if it indeed plays out that we can burn alive in more than one. Let it conflag around us, for there is no other wound I'd prefer to endure than the hot kiss of a devil who rents us a room, be it red lit and ready for rage. I say fuck to repenting. Our words are the aloe, our tongues the spit, who can seduce a million demons in one lick. When God is ready for us, sound the alarm. I'm still waiting for him to donate alms. I'm going to settle down now, amidst all the tests, analyzations. Let me see that Rorschach. It looks an awful lot like me. In profile, I'm a real beauty. Might I suggest a doppelganger of ye? And I'm not embarrassed to say the crazy ones make me hottest to this day. So let's stay put. What do you say? My dad was chief psych when I waltzed about the ward. How's that for a test? Not sure how my therapy went, since my pain was integral to one honest Irishman. I digress, sugar. Bring that impatient portfolio up in here. I'm going to deduce the shit out of her and leave some for supper. All Dante, gay folk, and witches invited. Just no Jesus thumpers. Please, no shrinks. Only got room for you and me, crazy style. So baby doll, don't you blink. And I'll do one more if you don't mind. This is also for James, my writing partner, and the title is For James. Hey man, it's okay, it's me. You don't have to do this anymore. My name is just a name. The rope was just a rope. The weed was something helpful. At least that part was fun. I left you and I'm sorry. I wasn't as strong as you who had it roughest, fucking beat ass and slum-licking mother, records skipping alone, listening to rats in the walls, Padraic alone and an elder coming down never, so I went up with him, so what? See, I couldn't climb trees or get up to your cloud words. I couldn't get anywhere past my own eyebrows, ugly fuck and jailbird brown. But you, dude, you've got fucking wings and you don't even have to die to use them, don't you see? They're attached to your back as you type and the places you fly. Holy shit, brother, take me there. I want to come with you now. Let me see how you make these decisions about oatmeal and steel and saving graces, of rain and breaks and heavy trips downwards. Love is everywhere. Look around you. You could try writing about it when you are done here. Nowhere to go but up. But remember, the opposite is not down. You couldn't have saved me. It wasn't your fault. I hurt too bad. Down was all I had. But down is not the answer. Neither is up a rope. Neither is straight out on pills, on liquor. God is pretty funny when he's fucking with our lives. The things I saw destroyed my chances. I wasn't as tough as you, but I was brave the night I did it. Not a pussy that night. No, can't say I was a pussy that night. No. Enough about me. Don't come find me. Stay put. Think about her eyes. You can't be responsible for that many oceans. Think about the words. Who would she write with? Yeah, I know her. I met her. When you smiled one time, I met her. Can't think about being weak. Get mad instead. Stay put and write your ass off. Write my name 100 times and let it slip into a breeze. It's okay. Let me go. I'm not the one hanging on. Andrew, Andrew, Andrew. It's enough now, friend. Let me go. You have big things to do. Make me proud. Do the things I didn't get to do. Write me, but live. Write us, but live. Andrew, James, they are just names. The rest is made for the ones still living who need you. Thank you.
Listen, unmute yourself. Give it up for Elizabeth. Hooray!
That's how you start the good luck round. That's how you start the good luck round.
Holy shit. Right?
That's how you started.
Thank you, Elizabeth, always.
Teaching, 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 teaching.
Teaching, sharing.
Listen, I understand the importance of having a writing partner sometimes because they volley, right? And they can be that spark that starts that inferno, right? And I love how you weren't so willing to let that inferno just slip through your fingers, right? Even how you reached out, right? I love that compliment in the second piece. You've got wings and you don't need to die to use them. That's just sick, right? Right? That's just sick. It just is. In the first piece though, yes, I'm deliberately trying to stay away from that because I don't want no parts of that. I don't. She said seduce a million demons in one lick. I don't want no parts of that. I don't even want to know your name. I sure don't. Nope. Let me see the Rorschach. It looks a lot like me. I don't want no parts of that neither. Nope. Nope. I'm just saying. My dad was chief psych when I walked the ward. Listen, that's kind of gangster. Just saying. But no, I don't want no parts of that. But I love it. It's so devilishly delicious. So thank you for doing what you do. Woo! It's heavyweight work what you do, but you always make sure that you make time for us, and we appreciate it. Thank you. Coming up next, shout out Jersey in the building. This incredible artist comes through, has been rocking and doing this well long before some of us even thought about doing it. And she continues to do it at a high level. Prepare yourself for the one and only Tamam Tracy Moncourt in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is truly, truly always great to see you. Please take it away.
No, it's truly, truly always great to be here. You know, it's inspirational. You know, it's life. It's like, you know, what I have heard, music, poetry, you know, I'm totally inspired. You know, I really enjoy coming here. Um, Title of this poem, The Darkest of Hours. Billionaires once again seeking power, the darkest of hours lying in wait for when their money once again will rule. Yet the Bible says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. For the love of money is the root of all evil. The root of avarice, the root of gluttony, the root of greed. The seed of war is now being planted into future partnerships with haters, dictators. Racism and bigotry slither through our country, poisoning empathy and reason in this season of voting. Is it too late for justice for all? Hypocritical right-winged Christianity spreading the disease of hypocrisy continues to promote unjust acts. Don't tax the rich, silence the voice of a woman's right of choice, build a wall to set limitations on the immigrations of undesirables. Self-righteousness rules. The moral right is so confused, cultivating darkness while embroiling America in a spiritual contradiction of a religion devoid of the love of Jesus, who they profess to believe in. No justice for the oppressed, no justice for the poor, no justice for the downtrodden, only death, the grave, and hell. Now, real justice, it seems, could once again become an elusive dream of social democracy in the land of the free. What will it be? What will it be? What will it be? Wouldn't it be glorious to see universal health care, affordable housing everywhere, education for all citizens, sustainable care for the elderly living out their lives in peace, the school to prison pipeline eradicated at last? Oh, what a wonderful or massive incarceration, a phenomenon of the past. Oh, what a wonderful country this would be if taxation of the rich became a reality, helping to pay for social programs that could assist in the elimination of poverty. And then this nation would truly be one nation under God with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Don't let the smooth taste fool you. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. She ain't nothing but a rowdy ass activist. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Tamam Tracy Moncourt.
Got my
vote. Beautiful.
Yeah, you
beautiful.
got my vote, Tamam.
She ain't nothing but a rowdy ass activist. Don't let her fool you, for real.
What a great ending to the show. Thank you, Tamam. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, everyone who stayed all the way for the good luck round. You know, this is just amazing. Thank you, guys. Whoa.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
Yo,
always
absolutely.
gotta- I always got to stay for the good luck round because that's where I was introduced to. And now I'm part of the greatest community in the world.
You know what it is. Come on, listen. Usually we don't get into the cipher this late, but I am because we have some folks in the building, and I want to make sure that those folks are going to be able to converse this evening. So Ron will make the exception this evening. All right. So listen. Just because of the way things go, I've added a little piece to the ending. So listen, I thank all of you, to every poet who touched the mic this evening. Thank you so much for doing what you do, to every artist, every musician, every educator, every veteran, Semper Fi, Army Strong. Listen, to all the fly boys, to all the SEALs. Listen, to all the folks who do what you do, thank you so very much. For the folks in the building, hold on, we are going to get into the cipher. Thank you all so much for what you do, for being diligent and dedicated to our craft. Thank you so very much. Make sure you're plugging into the Nuyorican.org for all the things. Get the merch, representing your part of the world. Plug into poetry. Help us move poetry forward. We're going to end the night like this until we meet again. May this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. Never forget, cowards get buried here, and we reclaim our strength through our fearlessness. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it is truly a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Until next week.